It's true. It's a unicorn.
For advertising opportunities for the following show, email us at cornerpubsports@gmail.com.
Welcome to the best pubcast around, Corner Pub Sports, bringing you sports, beer, and beyond. Catch the show live every Friday night at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Or get the show wherever you download your favorite podcasts. It's time to grab a cold one, kick your feet up, and enjoy the show. Welcome to the pub.
This is Lenny Dykstra Nail coming at you. Listen to Corner Pub Sports.
Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, everybody. What is going on? Corner Pub Sports coming at you live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and all kinds of places. But tonight's going to be a different night for us. Normally, we are a very sports-centric show. And tonight, we're doing things a little different, and it's well-deserved as we celebrate the life of Mr. Dave Woods. Down the way, Dave, we used to call him. We love to call him on the show because he always told us he was from down the way. So I'm Sean.
What's up, Mike?
Ryan.
So this is gonna be a fun night, though. I mean, I know we're a little emotional about it. It's been about a month since Dave passed, and we wanted to give ourselves some time. We wanted to give the family some time, and we understand that a lot of his family is actually watching tonight. So we appreciate it. And we thank everyone who's tuning in tonight and wants to celebrate and share some moments and share some stories and listen to some moments that Dave had on our show, because he had some absolute beauties on this show.
He did.
It's going to
be radio gold.
A celebration of life.
Yeah. There was so many times, dude. Like we all know it. We witnessed it. Like the conversation wouldn't even be about sports. And then we would just turn, and he would always sit there, he'd come down, he'd be in that studio that Sean's sitting at right now, and he'd be like, no, I don't want a mic. No, get the mic out. No, get out of there with that shit. And then the show would be Dave.
Isn't that the truth? Like, it's the absolute truth. He never, I'm coming on the show, but I don't want to be in front of the mic. Nah, I'm good. And 2 minutes into the show, yeah, let me tell you something, guys.
Like one of us would say something, he wouldn't like it. He'd be like, hold on. Don't you fucking scenario me, guy.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was anytime that Sean said Dave's coming on, it was like, oh, here we go. Like this is gonna be an instant classic.
Yeah, like Dave could have had his own spinoff.
Yeah.
The Corner Pub Dave show.
Yeah, Dave literally could have been in show business. Like he could have been a character. He could have been like a Kramer-like character on something.
Oh my god! Yeah, imagine him on a sitcom, man. Like an off-the-wall character on a sitcom, where like you would
wait with Dave.
Yeah, like you. The Kraken with Dave Woods.
That's great.
But like just imagine, like you would sit down on say 8:00 on a Tuesday night. Oh yeah, the Dave show's on, and like you'd have to check your friggin' pulse if he didn't make you laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like, I understand there's gonna be people out there who don't know who Dave was, who he was and stuff. Trust me, by the end of this, and I said this in the promo leading up to the show, if you didn't know Dave after listening to this, you're gonna wish you had, because
you'll love him by the end of this show.
He was such a charismatic, loving, caring, welcoming person. Like, they're like Callie's in the chat room, and Callie's like Schwenksville, right? That was like the first night that he met Callie. He's like, "What are you from, Schwenksville?"
Fucking
like,
out.
and immediately, and actually, like one of the clips tonight, actually one of the last, I think it's probably the last clip I'm going to play
Who
tonight.
invited fucking Delco?
Yeah,
Yo, Franksville, and then he would do that.
it would. That whole like,
Yeah.
but he was he was never malicious with any of it. He was
Not a mean bone in his body.
no, and like again, like so tonight as we played some of the clips, and we got video. So for those who aren't watching on video and just downloading the show, don't worry, we'll describe what's going on because a lot of it is just self-explanatory. There are a couple that I'm gonna have to walk you through, but for the most part, when you guys just listen and watch. And you see his mannerisms and all. Even when he's breaking my stones in a couple of these pretty good. He breaks Ryan and Gary's in one. He's breaking you guys, breaking everyone's stones a little bit. But the thing is, it was out of love. Like it was just completely out of love because that's all it was about. And yeah, it was pretty awesome. My sister chimed in too.
He'd bust your balls and be like, "I love you, guy.
Yeah,
I love you, guy."
Yo, he could dish it, but he could take it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like we all had our share of breaking his shit too. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he'd be dying laughing like right with all of us, man. One of the most genuine people like I have literally ever met, man. I think that's the word that describes him the best, man.
Yeah, when he was very I don't know if hyper's the word, very kind of energetic.
Mm-hmm.
Very energetic. I remember the one thing where he kind of went on one of his tangents, which is kind of what we celebrated and what made him great. And like it was with, Ron, one of our old showmates, and with the Kraken and stuff. And he's like, "Oh, no, this is about the deer before we even got into the Kraken." He's like, "You'd shoot a deer, wouldn't you? But you wouldn't shoot no unicorn, would you?" And he just kind of like, and then we said, "Would you? Would you?" And he kind of got up his face. He was like, "No, whatever you said." Like it was
You
just
can't
like,
find one. You don't know where to go to get one. We're gonna play.
Yeah,
that's obviously on the list here.
Yeah, and it was just like okay, like it was all talking like it wasn't like malicious. It wasn't him seriously like threatening. It was just his energy, and the energeticness of him that kind of made it what it was.
Just a lovable guy, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So his daughter Taylor is actually going to be calling in about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. But she's going to be calling. She said she has a quick story she wants to share, and I think that's pretty cool of her to call.
Absolutely, yeah.
So I think I'm not entirely sure. I believe we might have other members of his family calling, maybe some friends calling as well. So I'm looking forward to tonight.
Good stuff.
Why don't we before she calls? Why don't you tell it? Like, why don't we each go through the story real quick on the first time you met Dave?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, yours.
All right, who's first?
All right, so we're at Sweeney's. We're seeing a tribute band, and this is the first time I met a few of you guys. And there's some guys pouring some shit in his cup, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And I'm telling the guy, "Knock it the fuck off." Guy says, "Well, he deserves it." I said, "Well, you deserve to come outside with me. How about that?" My brother says, "Just get in your car and go home." I said, "Fuck that. I'm waiting outside for this guy. He's get in your fucking car and go home."
And not that he doesn't mean Dave. They were doing it to. He was doing
to
it
Dave.
Yeah.
Right. So when I met Dave, my first reaction was to protect him, stick up for him, stand up for him.
Yeah.
What about you, Rye?
First time I met him, obviously a lot of you know I met Sean and Dave where I used to work. Their company merged with the company I worked with. So my machine that I ran, it had a long runway right here, and it was right in front of stacks of pallets. And the stacks of pallets separated my department from shipping. So it's like 7:30 in the morning, and I'm running my machine, and I'm looking through the pallets, and I see this guy from the other company. He's over there doing some shipping, and we immediately made eye contact. Huh? So it was just, "Yo, what's up? I'm Ryan. I'm Dave." And from that, I wish I could remember the exact thing that
you
we
said
talked
something
about.
like, "What are you here to take our jobs or something?"
That's right. I said, "So what are you here to take everybody's job?" And he said something along the lines of, "You're damn right, guy. You got a real shipper. You got a real shipper now." And
I can fix that.
And I just started laughing. He laughed, and from that minute, like that exact, it was the first 5 minutes I ever even seen or talked to the guy. From that minute, we clicked, and like he was one of my best friends at work. Like he was one of the best friends I ever like had outside of work.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's only been 2 or 3 in my life. Sean's one of them. There's another guy, a friend Tommy, but I never thought I would meet like that good of a friend like through work.
Mm-hmm. What about you? I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Yeah. So my story, we're talking about Down the Way Dave. So Dave was appreciated the fact that he was from down the way, appreciated the fact that he was, not an artsy, not a, that he was kind of the grittiness of the down the way thing. So he drank his Coors Lights, he did, that was his thing. So Sean's like, Sean's texting me or something. We're getting together to meet at the Gray Lodge. Gray Lodge is it's in the city, but it's like the first craft beer place when craft beers weren't popular. This was the place where you could go to get craft beers and kind of try them out. And we were just starting to get into them, Sean and I, and everything. And he brought Dave with him.
By the way, hold on. I picked up Dave at some other place. He comes out wearing sweatpants and like a t-shirt, and I'm like, I can't take him to the Gray Lodge. Like, oh, screw it. I'm just taking him. So because the Gray Lodge, it's craft beer. And
what's up, guy?
He comes rolling in with sweatpants. So go ahead, Mike.
What's up, guy?
Yeah. So I meet him, and I'm hanging out with him and Sean, and he's, it's probably like Sean's there for about a half hour, 45 minutes. He's like, yeah, we can't stay too much longer. We got to get going and stuff. I gotta get him out of here. And I'm like, why? What's going on? He's like, oh man, he's giving the guy and that staff is notoriously snobbish. Place was great, but if you at least 1 or 2 of the bartenders were snobbish, like complete, uppity type rules. Yeah. And Dave caught one of them. Oh, Dave's like the polar opposite, like, looking at all these different beers, and he's like, what's all this shit? Like,
well, the thing was the chalkboard. He looked at the chalkboard, and they have it all listed on. He's like, the hell is this? What kind of place? And he's loud. What kind of place you taking me, guy? I'm like, he's like, oh, that's my whole chalkboard. And he's staring at it. He goes, I'll have that one. Oh, that one sounds good. Oh, how about this one? I'm like, oh my God. And he goes, immediately turns around at bartender. He goes, give me a fucking Budweiser. I'm like, bartender's like, I'm sorry, what? Give me a Budweiser. I know you got a Budweiser in there.
They're like, no, we don't.
Sure enough, the dude dug around in the back of the cooler, pulls one out, and goes, on the house.
I have no idea how old this beer is. It's probably like, expired like 2 years ago. Yeah.
So Taylor's probably going to be calling in a second. I met him through work. I actually opened the door for him for his interview, let him in. But the first time I really actually interacted with him, so his last name was Woods. We also had a Dave Wood working with us. And thank you, James. Says he's watching on the big screen. This is great, guys. Keep it up. Absolutely, man. So the first interaction really was between him and the other Dave. And I walk up and, our Dave doesn't really know me at all. And I walk up and said, I can't believe you. And he's looking at me. What? I said, you actually walk in here and you think you're going to tell him that you can have his name? And they're like going back and forth. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, you can't take his name and all. And Dave's like, yo guy, I'm only here to do the shipping job. And immediately we're like, started laughing and stuff. There we go. Chris says, what's up, guys? Dave's godson, Christopher here. You guys are making my day. Chris, this is what it's all about, man. We want to make you guys laugh and remember him in good ways. And just wait until we get to the clip.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Hey, Chris, if you got some stories to share or anything that you want to type in, please do.
Absolutely. But yeah, that was the real first time. And for those who don't know and those who do, but Dave ended up moving in with me for a while. and you know, I'll share stories as the night goes on about some of the stuff we used to do and stuff. But that sounded weird, didn't it? No,
Yeah, a couple.
but no, you know, so I had 2 rooms that I used to rent out, and Dave was my lone renter for a while, for the longest time. But I mean, we were already close before then. And it just made us even closer. And
that's funny, Sean, because that's where I really got to know him, because there were so many nights, like for whatever reason you had something going on, and he'd be at the house by himself, and he would shoot me a text, "Yo, come on over." And there were so many nights we hung out at your house, like just me and him, getting toasted on the back patio. Man.
hey, so on the phone, we have Dave's daughter, Taylor. Taylor, welcome to Corner Pub Sports.
Hey, Taylor.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
hello,
Taylor,
Taylor.
how are you?
Pretty good. I'm up in State College right now.
Yeah.
Drinking a claw.
Aw. And that's the thing, like, and Taylor wanted to call and share a story, and obviously, Taylor, we really appreciate you coming on and doing this. It means, you know, it means a lot, and it's you know, brave of you, obviously, to do this, and it's much appreciated. But I just want you to know, and I know you know this, but he was obviously, I actually, when he was rooming with me, you were going to Ryan high school, and he was so proud of you making the team, and like he would go and watch you, and when you got accepted into Penn State, I mean, he was over the moon. And obviously when you made the team, he was just over it. He loved you guys so much, and you guys were his world. And yeah, and I know you know that, but you know, coming from someone else that's outside your family, I think you needed to know that. So
I know. I appreciate that very much. He was my buddy.
yeah.
Yeah, he was so proud of you. Like, he was so proud of you. He would talk about you all the time. How you would just get it. She's a gunner. She's going to go out there and just bang, bang. Like the way he would tell the stories with so much passion and so much pride.
Yeah, I mean, not to pour it on, but I could echo that sentiment too, because I have a daughter that's 5 now, and he was really excited about when I had my kid, and you know, he was like, "Oh my God, girls are the best, this and that. My Taylor, this and that. She grew up to do this. You're gonna love every minute of it. Staring into those eyes, that little finger's gonna be wrapped around you, and you know, it's you know, he would just go on. He's like, it's you know, girls are the best. I know it. So
Yeah, I was definitely a daddy's girl. I was always so attached to him growing up. Like, my mom would try and get us to go to mass on the weekends, and he would help me fake sick. And he's like, "Nah, you're staying here with me."
That's great.
That's funny. So
But
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So I know you said you wanted to share a story, and I'm really curious. I'm really intrigued. I want to.
Yeah, when you mentioned. First of all, thank you so much for doing this.
Yeah.
Such a great honor for you guys to honor my dad like this. Like, he'd definitely be up there cracking out watching you guys. So first of all, I appreciate that. And yeah, I wanted to share the first thing that came to mind when you asked about sharing a story was the one time I was just home from school, and I went into the closet to grab a blanket, and I just see this whole stash of weed there. And I was like, what the hell? And like, this is the first time I ever discovered like my dad smoked or whatever. And so I just wanted to mess with him. So I just grab it and bring it out to him. I was like, "So Dad, you got something to tell me? You smoking weed now?" And he's like, "Taylor, what the hell are you doing?" He's like, "Put that shit back. You know," he's like, "I have glaucoma." I was like, just sit here and try and tell me you have glaucoma. He's like, "Taylor, trust me, I have glaucoma in my right eye." I was like, "Dad, don't give me that bullshit. I know damn well you don't have glaucoma." And he just starts cracking at me. He's like, "Just put it back in the closet."
Think of the face he's making when he says, "I have glaucoma."
Yeah. I can so picture. Yeah, come on, Taylor, girl. I glaucoma, girl. So Taylor, I don't know, like I don't remember how this whole thing went, but I remember he and I were laughing so hard on the phone when he told me the story. You brought him a plant to take care of, like recently.
Plant?
Yeah, he said you brought him a plant, and he was watering it. Do you remember this?
I'm trying to think. How recent was this?
Maybe like a year ago, maybe like 2 years ago. He said I guess you came home or you went away or something, and he got a plant, and he was watering it and stuff, and he's like, something's wrong, it's not growing, and something's going. And then all of a sudden, it turns out that the plant was fake.
Are you talking? I think I know what you mean. I brought like a cactus plant home from one of my soccer tournaments, which I think, is this right? It was like just a little magnet on the fridge.
I think.
Or
I guess
I'm
so.
thinking of something else.
Maybe something else. It was like a plastic. I still have a picture of it. He had it. It was sitting at the windowsill. And he's like, I'm watering the thing and nothing's happening. It's not blooming. It's not doing anything. And then like he said he was like doing it for like 2 weeks straight and then realized it was a fake plant.
I don't know why I can't remember that, but that's so freaking funny.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, she came home for a week. She wanted me to take care of it, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this might have been like 2-3 years ago, but we laughed so hard on the phone after he told me that story. Oh my God. He was so funny.
Yeah, he cracked.
Yeah.
Yeah, another quick thing I thought I'd share. Even when he was in the hospital, I think this really highlights the type of person he was. He was always just trying to make light out of any situation. So in the hospital, we were just FaceTiming at one point. So it was just me and him on the phone. And then like David comes waltzing in he just rolled out of bed. So he was looking a little rough, I'll say. And so I was like, here, Dad, like you can talk to David real quick. And he looks at David and he looks like pretty bummy, and he's like, damn, Dave, you look worse off than I do. And he just starts like, he cracked himself up all the time. It was so funny.
Yeah. And he was yeah, did the laugh, and then the arm, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. He was one of a kind, and you were so lucky to have such a cool dad. I mean, he really was, and he was just. There's very few people, like everyone's different, everyone's unique, and I know we say that, anytime someone passes, you're like, he was one of a kind. He was one of a kind. Like he was
Literally
so different than everyone, and so much on a different level. And again, I mean, were you able to watch it online so far? I was just
sorry.
Were you able to watch this online so far?
Yeah, I was tuning in.
Is it coming over okay?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
That was great. Thank you so much again for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
The least we could do, man. He was like,
yeah.
we loved him. Like we loved the guy. He was tremendous.
Yeah, and he loved you guys too. Like I remember a few times when he came on the podcast, like he would just hype it up so much. He's like, "Yeah, this is so cool. Like I'm with Shawnee and the other guys." And he would some of the videos.
Yeah, we're gonna play back some video clips and some audio clips, and the first video clip we're gonna play is one of the most famous rants that he ever had was the Kraken rant.
Oh, starting off strong.
Yeah, we're gonna start off strong, and I actually have a second part of the Kraken that I don't know if you guys even know about it because you guys weren't on the show that night, and I don't think it went like. It didn't go online, so it's actually more epic than the first one, believe it or not. So it's going to be. I'm excited.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm excited. Yeah, I'll be tuning in for sure. But yeah, I'll let you guys get to it. I'm sure you have a lot to get through. So again, I really do appreciate you guys doing this. It's so awesome.
Yeah,
It's our pleasure.
Absolutely, Taylor. And again, thank you so much for calling in. It means a lot, and I'm glad you allowed us to do this, Taylor. Above all, so. Yeah.
Thank you guys. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'll be watching in the meantime, and I'll be texting you, Sean.
All right.
So take care. Everyone take care. Thank you again.
Absolutely.
Me too.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Taylor girl. Dave's little girl calling it. That's awesome, man. That's cool. The weed story.
I got glaucoma.
Yeah, we can all just picture him saying it too. Come on.
Exactly. Taylor, come. It's glaucoma. It's glaucoma.
So, Mark wanted to chime in. He said the first time I met Dave was at one of Sean's Christmas parties. I had some Greta Van Fleet on the radio. I said to Dave, I hear you like Zeppelin. Greta sounds so much like them. Dave said, no way, guy. Fuck Zeppelin wannabes. He said he was dying. He said Dave's head is tilting back and forth, eyes bugging out. No way, guy.
Yeah, fuck them guys.
Jessica just chimed in. My sister. Why can't I see this? Why is this like? All right, this is getting weird on me here. I love how he's always so proud of so many people. He had so much love in his heart. He wanted to celebrate all his loved ones. He loved the wins and always said, "That's so cool, man. That's beautiful." That's just awesome, and it's the truth. Like Mike was saying, you know, when Mike had his daughter, and he was all excited. Oh, you have no idea what you're into, girl. You know, with the little girl, and same thing here. I got pictures of him when O'Connor was. Both kids were fresh. I mean, and you know, we were doing the show maybe a week after the kids were born, each kid, and there's Dave. Both shot. I got one behind the bar here and one on the other side here, where he's nestling the kid to sleep. And
I see.
Most people are like
I see
afraid
the
to like
teeth.
touch a little. Yeah, most of the kids are afraid, or most people are afraid to carry a baby like that young. But
right,
not
The
Dave.
only-
He's, you know, he was
The
born
only
for it.
newborn I ever held was my son. I will not hold one until they can hold their head.
yeah,
Yeah, he did it, and every time. So, like, if you haven't seen him in a month or so, right, and then you see him for a function or whatever, he's like, "Hey, man," his first thing out of his mouth all the time. What's up, man?
How's the family?
How's the kid? How's the family, man? How's the job going? How's everything going, man? Like he was,
how's that little boy? You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's time.
how's the wife? You know, how's the girlfriend? Like,
Yeah.
It was always about you. It was never about him. It was always kind of more about like how are you doing, not you know.
Well, I think it's time to do the Kraken clip.
Let's do it.
so,
All right. Let me share this here. So I'm trying
I
to do
need
this.
30
here.
seconds.
All right. All right. So I'm just setting this up. This is the first time I'm doing this here.
Yeah, I don't think you've shared a screen or did anything like that before, right?
No, I just make sure this is the right one here. Nope, wrong one. All right. I knew that was going to happen. All right, so that's not the one I wanted. Give me 1 second. All right, here we go.
Is it your first time, Sean?
Nah, it's weird the way this is laid out. It's giving you a couple of choices here, and I picked the wrong one.
Yeah, we were fucking around for like a half hour beforehand. You know, we probably could have.
Yeah.
Okay.
So can you guys see the screen there?
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. So here's the first and many people's favorite clip. This is Dave on the Kraken unicorn rant, which is just absolutely
It's a
hysterical.
mythical beast. It's a mythical beast.
Like a unicorn.
It is. It is. Wouldn't you like to see a unicorn, guy? I'll tell you that. I would love to.
So
Who
hold
wouldn't
on.
want to see a fucking unicorn?
Hold on. So the
A
Kraken.
white horse with a big unicorn on its head.
But that's not a horse anymore. It's a unicorn, isn't it?
It's a unicorn when it gets its fucking head.
So it's like a deer when it gets its antlers.
No, it's not like a deer. It's a unicorn. It's a fucking unicorn, man. You know fucking deer. You can shoot a deer. You don't shoot no unicorn. It's like a mythical thing. It's a mythical guy. You know?
You guys can't see that, can you?
I can't see the video. I
Hold
can
on.
hear the audio.
All right, here we go.
It's a mythical.
All right, hold on. Sorry. So I knew that. Damn. Stupid screen. All right, give me 1 second. So annoying.
It's funny to listen to, though.
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw what happened here. All right. I saw what happened.
His mannerisms make it better though.
I know. It's the best. All right, here we go. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it is what
That's
it is, man.
Grammy Award-winning shit right there.
We got all night. Fuck it.
Here we go. Now can you see him?
Hold on.
It's loaded.
It's loaded.
But I got there you go.
There
There
it
it
is.
is.
Yep.
All right.
beast. It's a mythical beast.
Like a unicorn.
It is. Yeah, it is. Wouldn't you like to see a unicorn, guy? I'll tell you that. I would love to see it.
So
Who
hold
wouldn't
on.
want to see a fucking unicorn?
Hold on. So the Kraken.
A white horse with a big unicorn on its head.
But that's not a horse anymore. It's a unicorn, isn't it?
It's a unicorn when it gets its fucking head.
So it's like a deer when it gets its antlers.
No, it's not like a deer. It's a unicorn. It's a fucking unicorn, man. You know fucking deer. You can shoot a deer. You don't shoot no unicorn. It's like a mythical thing. It's a mythical guy. You know? For real. You don't even mess with that shit. If you even kill the unicorn, you'd be like, you can't even get there to wherever you gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just along
For
for the
real.
ride at this point. I don't know where you're going with this.
Nobody fucks with a unicorn.
Trying to fuck with
You don't
the
fuck
shirt.
with the unicorn, man.
If I see a unicorn, I'm not shooting it.
You don't touch the unicorn.
No, you don't.
See,
touch
there it is. That's right to his face.
You kill a deer, you want to eat or something.
Leave
you don't
the
touch
unicorn alone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Don't touch the unicorn.
Don't touch
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
Don't touch the horn.
Don't touch the horn. That's ugh.
All right. So what's the deal with the Kraken, man?
It's 100. It's 100 foot.
What was 150?
It was 100 foot. Google Earth.
Towns? Pull that back
Do you guys know where the
They're
Kraken?
suckers.
Do you know
They
where
got the suckers on the arms.
where the Kraken? Where did that come from?
We know more about the moon than we know about our oceans.
We did.
All right. So what?
That's when the guys back in the day, like the 1600s, like these
The
guys,
1600s.
they all thought they were sea monsters. It was the fucking Kraken. It was the Kraken coming to get them because they were in these little rowboats. I swear to God, that's why they called them sea monsters, because they didn't know no better. Because they were like, "Whoa, look at this! The fucking Kraken all over us." I swear to God, no shit. True.
So
That's all now. You guys
all
don't
right. So
fucking know.
I mean, but seriously, like, what's the
What?
deal with the Kraken?
What do you know?
Didn't you see Clash of the Titans?
What?
Release the Kraken.
Unleash the Kraken.
Yes.
We're all smashed.
Remember that guy? What was his name again?
The original
Yeah.
or
yeah.
the remake?
Who was that? That was a cheesy one, too.
Because the remake was
Remember the original one, though?
It was the guy
What
with the
did?
Terminator.
No.
No, it was, what's his name?
It was.
I was thinking after
Terminator 7. It was that guy. He was an Avatar
Taken.
and all that.
No, Taken. The actor, Taken.
Oh, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson was the one who said release the Kraken.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant
In the remake, but in the original Clash of Titans.
Was that?
Who's it? Oh,
Oh.
All right, so that's the end of that video.
Use
Yeah.
the whole trunk.
You're like,
My cheeks hurt.
You don't touch the unicorn.
See that was the point. That was the one that I was talking about, where like he's like in Ron's face and stuff, and Ron's like backing away, like, all right, I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, it's like you don't
You wouldn't
touch
shoot
the
a
unicorn.
unicorn.
Yeah.
Would you shoot a unicorn? You shoot a deer, not a unicorn.
Yeah, once it gets its horn, you don't fuck with it.
Oh
Don't
my
fuck
god.
with it.
Funniest.
Oh my god,
Real,
man.
Oh, we got another call coming in.
Who's that?
I don't know yet. Hello, you're on Corner Plus Sports. We got another call coming in. Oh, we got that
Hi,
kid.
this is Dave's sister Kate.
Hi, Kate. How
I
are
just
you?
wanted to. Good. How are you? Thanks so much for doing this.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to share a quick memory.
Oh, absolutely.
Hi, this is
Oh,
Dave's
you,
sister
might- you just have to turn your
Good. How are you?
your
Thanks so much for doing this.
the laptop or the computer down.
Oh Lord, Lord, I'm listening to it.
Yeah, that's all right. There you go. I think we're good now. Maybe. It's okay. We can deal with
All
that.
right, I'm going.
We can deal with that. Goes. That's all right. we've dealt with a lot worse on this show. Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for calling in, Kate. This is awesome. I know I met you a few times, but it's great to talk to you.
Oh yeah, it's awesome to talk to you guys, and I'm so excited that you guys did this and you're honoring our brother. I might start crying though,
Oh, it's
so
all
I
right.
may not be able to get everything out.
Okay.
I just wanted to share a memory.
You do what you got to do. That's what this is for.
And I think, Sean, you were there that night. It was a Christmas Eve.
Oh God, yeah.
Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
And we gave Dave you know how we all like did a Pollyanna and all that?
Uh-huh.
And we gave Dave a one of the Eagles service sweatshirts.
Mhm.
And he started singing God Bless America. And we all started singing. Do you remember?
He between that story and the one, I think when Taylor was born, he told me he held her with one arm in the hospital, held her with one arm up to the sky, goes, the fruit of my loins.
Oh, jeez. I wasn't around for that.
But he just told me that one. But that other one at your by the way, your family's Christmas parties were insane. They were just so much fun. At your mom's house. And,
Epic,
oh my
yeah.
God, they were so fun.
They were fun. They were a lot of fun. And unfortunately, this year we didn't get to do it.
Yeah.
talking about it with Dave with the pandemic. We probably won't be able to do it. We'll do it next year. That kind of stuff. I mean, just so upsetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, Sean, you guys were, I remember when you moved up near me and he was so excited. He's like, Kate, Sean's moving near you and I'm going to be up there and you have to come and hang out with us.
Well, you got to hear the story. So when I first moved up near you, we tried to do a fire. And these guys were all there and we're all surrounded and we could not get the fire going. And one of you guys want to continue with the story because I talk enough.
He said that's because of that Langhorn wood. You need down the way wood. That Langhorn wood is no good.
But the best part was Sean's trying to light the fire. And Sean's continuing to try to light the fire and he's getting frustrated they can't light the fire. And then Dave keeps saying it's because it's the bad Langhorn wood and that, he's got to get better down the way wood. And the more times that he says it, the more frustrated Sean is about not being able to light the fire and the more frustrated that Sean is about, Dave just kind of like digging into him. Yeah. And it was just great. And then us, being the knuckleheads that we are, we're just feeding in to Dave. We're like, Dave, you're right. It's a Langhorn. Dude, Sean, you need to go and you need to go down the way and get that down the way wood. And Sean's just like, shut.
You remember what we were throwing in the fire? We were throwing rolls of toilet paper into the fire to keep
it started.
Sean, that's not the night that the trash bag went in the fire.
No, that was another night. Yeah, that was another. But another night. I threw a trash bag in the fire. It didn't realize there was dirty diapers in there, so that was that.
Oh Lord!
It smelled like Burger King.
It smelled like a Burger King. It was like disgusting. So.
And Dave was me. Who puts a fucking trash bag in a fire? What the hell's the matter with you?
He was so mad at me that and he's like, "Why would you do that?" Oh man,
this fire's something else. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you, guy.
I'll tell you, man. This fire's something else.
I don't like that fire at all.
Yeah, I don't like that fire at all. I don't like any of it.
Yeah, because you guys were in Langhorn. You need to come down the way to Newtown. The fire would have been fine.
You're probably right. He loved all you guys so much. He you guys had a huge family and you guys were incredibly lucky to have that. And
he was incredibly lucky to have all you guys. Yeah. Let me tell you, and he loved you guys like no other. Talked about you all the time.
Mm-hmm. We were literally lucky to have him. Yeah.
And it was always, it's all good, Kate. It's all good. Or whomever. I don't know if you guys got that line, but
oh yeah, we got it all the time.
So, it's all good, Till.
It's all good.
It's all good.
You know me. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he was just a happy-go-lucky guy and just always had a positive attitude about everything. So, Lord, never thought my younger baby brother would be gone first. Yeah, we all miss him terribly.
Yeah,
and it still hasn't even sunk in.
Yeah,
too much.
It's really been. Almost a month. To the day, right? I guess the 30th.
Yeah.
And there's times I'm sure all you guys, you pick up the phone, you're like, I'm gonna text. Oh my god, we're watching a Flyers game. Oh, I gotta text. Oh,
I know.
That's right, I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's awful.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. I know all my kids are listening in.
Awesome.
I sent them the link, and I know a lot of my siblings have been texting back and forth, listening in. They all appreciate you guys doing this.
Awesome.
And we love you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And always will for taking care of our baby brother.
Absolutely, Kate. And all our love to all you guys. Our hearts go out to all you guys. And,
deepest condolences. Deepest condolences.
Thank you.
We love your brother so much. We love him.
And we so appreciate you taking care of him and being friends with him, and just he had a blast with you guys.
Yeah.
It was evident.
It was our pleasure. It was our honor, obviously. So Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'll let you get back to your show because we're listening in, and have fun tonight. And we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Take care. Kate.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. So Kate, Dave's sister, checking. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Absolutely.
So yeah, we were talking about the "It's all good" line. One of his other best lines was "for real." He said "for real" all the time.
I need a minute, Phil.
Yeah.
Okay. Denny wants to call in a second, so I'll play.
Okay.
I'll do that in a second. But Denny's obviously a coworker, known Dave as long as I have, honestly. Yeah, isn't that fun? It's all good. It's funny. His other sister Teresa, I think she's gonna call in a little bit later. She said the same thing. She's like, "It's all. I'm good. I'm
for real.
It's all
For
good.
real. For real.
For real, guy." Yeah, he's such a character. Oh man. Yeah. So you know what? When Denny calls, I'll share my. You know what? I'm gonna call him. I'll just call him because I don't want to.
Yeah. We're not sure what buffer to do or how we're able to pull off the.
Yeah, I'll just call him. So.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic.
I know you won't, Sean. You fuck. Just give me a minute, guy. Call you right back.
Yeah. Come on. Get off the phone, guy.
Come on, guy. What are you doing, guy?
Yeah. All right. So, you know what? While we're waiting for Denny, I'm going to play another clip here.
Giddy up.
This is, oh, God, this is hysterical. Hopefully it doesn't. Let me see how it's going to play out here. All right. So I got that. All right. Hopefully this works this time. Yeah, Facebook. So a lot of these videos are on Facebook, which obviously, causes an issue because it keeps opening up other tabs as I'm trying to do this. I don't know why it's doing it, but whatever. I'll make it work.
You got it.
Yeah. So, Danny's calling me.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, yo, Dan. What's up, brother? It keeps opening up other tabs as I'm trying to do this. Yo, I don't know why it's doing it, but whatever. I'll make it work. Yeah. So,
Danny.
He's on the lead.
All right, there we go.
Yeah, what's up, brother? Yo, Dan. Yo. What's up, brother? Dan, you got to turn off.
I think it's gonna be like this, everyone.
Yeah, I gotta tell him to turn down his laptop. Because obviously he's. I'll call him.
Now we know what the radio's like.
Yeah.
All those guys that like call into the radio shows. Hey, you got to turn down your radio.
Yo, Dan. Yo, he's got the echo going in the background. All right. All right. So while we're setting that up, is Ryan back yet? I can't see him.
Yeah, he's just sitting down.
All right.
Neptune, I swear to God. Neptune's right in New Jersey.
All right. So this is another clip with friends of ours. We were over their house.
You good, bro?
And we had this whole thing here.
Is this the one I think it is?
Maybe this. So Dave loved aliens. He thought aliens existed. And so this is him talking about the aliens in Jersey. All right, let me know when you can see the screen.
We got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Neptune, I swear to God. Neptune's right in New Jersey. It is.
Neptune.
It is. It's on Route 42, motherfucker. It's on Route 42.
Yeah, Neptune, New Jersey.
It is. Let me fucking tell you something. I ain't taking no shit no more, I'll tell you that. I'm just saying.
From the aliens.
For real.
Anal probes.
Real.
Enough of the anal probes.
Anal probes.
If they're coming down, they're fucking coming down. Let me tell you
jump up in
something.
the air? Did they,
For real.
Right on the
did they
fan.
make you suck your wiener?
Let me fucking tell you something, Billy
Did they make you
fucking
suck
boy.
your wiener?
Fucking guy, you've
Did
been
they make
chirping
you-
all day, motherfucker.
Did you have to suck?
We're coming down Route 42. They come
Route 42.
Come get the fuck out of here, you fuckhead.
Best part.
It's a good drink.
This is the best part.
It is though.
All right, I got to rewind that for 1 second. So
Yeah.
he's going with this rant, and here we go at the end again. As he picks up the drink, he's screaming and yelling, "I'm gonna knock you out!" All this stuff.
Out of here, you fuckhead.
Fucking aliens.
It's a good drink.
Look at Bill. Like Bill's like leaning over. He's just done. Oh
It's
my
a good
God.
drink. Like he's all mad and fucking. I'll tell you something. It's a good drink.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
It's great that you use the fuck headline too.
Yeah, let me tell you something, you fuckhead.
Oh my God, it was so funny.
You've been drinking all fucking night.
So that night was just, I mean, we were just, that entire night was just our cheeks. What the hell is going on over there?
Sorry, man.
Man. Yeah, that our cheeks just hurt so bad from laughing that entire day. That's all we did was just break stones the entire day.
But how many days, how many times did you hang out with Dave and your cheeks didn't hurt?
Yeah.
Like he was just.
It was, yeah, it was rare. It was rare. And if it yeah, I know. Oh, man. I tried to get Denny to call back. So Denny, if you call back, you have to turn the radio down. You have to turn the screen down or something because the sound is delayed. So you're responding to the delayed, one, not the live one. So,
So another quick story. There
Yeah.
was one of these times that me and him are at Sean's house and we're hanging out. It's so we're out on the back patio and it was a little chilly. So as the night went on, we were like, all right, let's move this into the basement. Sean had his little bar in the basement at the old house. For 2.5 or 3 hours, we entertained ourselves with a Donovan McNabb bobblehead. Like it was on the shelf, and we would just bob its head, and the bobblehead would be going like this, and we would look at each other, and we would just go.
There wasn't drinking involved, right?
Oh, yeah.
No.
For 3 hours. And then we were just going back and forth with Donovan McNabb mannerisms. I didn't know an NFL game could end in a tie. And we would just laugh at a half hour for that. So from that night, every time we seen each other, it was like a little inside joke, which was cool. Like with just me and him. Like I'd look at him and it would be like, I just go up to him and he'd be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know how he gets. And then I go, that. And we would just die laughing.
So to go with the alien clip we just played, one night we're sitting out back, and we're sitting there, and he's got his cooler. It's probably during the week. We always drink like during the week and stuff. And we're drinking, and he goes, I said, what? He goes, look at that moon. I'm like, yeah, that's the moon. He's like, don't you believe in extraterrestrial life, guy? I'm like, no. He goes, well, how do you think they build the moon? They can't get cranes and shit up there. I'm like, what? He's like, they can't build it with cranes and shit. There's aliens, guy. There's aliens out there. They built the moon. I'm like, oh my God. There's probably one of my all-time favorites. We're sitting out there, same thing. Late nights during the summer. And it's warm. It's really warm out. And we're sitting there, and a breeze comes. And it's kind of a warm breeze. He goes, oh, and he shivers. And I look at him. He goes, guy, that was the devil's breath. I'm like, what? Like, who comes up with this? He's like, Then he starts quoting Seinfeld, like a deli and what do you say?
Like an old man at a deli, not like an old man trying to send soup back at a deli.
Yeah, yeah. He started bringing that up, and it was the sea was angry that day.
The sea was angry that day, my friends. Like an old man trying to send soup back at a deli. That's what it is.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was too funny. Oh, all right. Then I don't think Denny's gonna call. That's okay.
Oh man,
it's all right. I think he's a little upset. So there was another story. I just got a text. The beach terror story. So we were hanging over. We were hanging over Dave's house, and after this, I'll play another clip where he's breaking my balls. So I'm gonna break his balls here.
Yeah, you got to start at the beginning, Sean.
Yeah, we're hanging out at Dave's house, and I think my wife was away for the weekend or the week or something, and we're just hanging out, got nothing going on. It's like, man, I feel like going down to AC. Fuck it, let's go. It's like 9 o'clock at night. Like, what? It was with Ron. Ron goes, I'll drive. So we're like, oh, all right, let's go. So we call Ryan up. Ryan's like, I'm in. So pick Ryan up on the way. It's like at 9 o'clock at night. We drive down to AC. We got a cooler full of beer and beach chairs. We had to go through a casino to get to the beach for some reason. I don't know why.
We walked through the Tropicana with a cooler full of beer
and beach chairs and towels and shorts. People are looking at us like, what are these guys doing? Right? And
it's like 10 o'clock. It's pitch dark. It's
10:30, quarter to 11 at night by the time we got down there.
So we get out to the beach. We get off the elevator. People are like looking at us. We're going nuts. We get off to the elevator, we're dragging the chairs and stuff. And we get out to the beach, and the tide's coming in and all this stuff. And there's a few people out hanging out. And we kept it low key. And there was some black dude came up to us. He's like, "Yo, man, what's up, guys? What's up?" Like, "Hey, man, what's going on?" He goes, You guys want some weed? We're like, nah, man, we're good. No, I can get you guys some weed. We're like, all right, man. So we started. I think we called him Smokey, like his nickname.
Yeah, that was your name. I took
a selfie with him. He's like, and shit. So like, hey, it's Smokey, doing this whole thing, and so we're drinking beers, and beers are flowing pretty well, and the night's going.
This guy must have had to get on a bus to go get this shit because he was gone for like 2 hours.
He went on a trolley. He jumped on a trolley and took off, and oh my god, it was so funny. And so we're drinking, and beers are flowing, and we're feeling good, and we start throwing like stuff into the ocean, like not like junk, but like seashells and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, like I don't know why, it's one of those drunken moments, and it's one of the only times that Dave was ever upset with me. But I can laugh about it now because we were able to laugh about it.
He was so mad.
I went over to push him, and he was on one of those like aluminum chairs, so the back just snapped back and he fell out. He got so upset with me because he's like, "That wasn't even my chair. That was Eddie's chair. That was Eddie's chair." Our buddy Eddie. He was all upset. So I was like, "I'll buy a new one." So
what do I tell Eddie's wife?
I said, "I'll tell you. I'll tell you. You can tell her." I take the chair and I throw it into the ocean. Dude, he was like face to face with me. He was so upset. Oh man! And then the next day,
so mad.
You owe her $10. I'm like, all right, I'll pay her $10. Like, but this is when he broke my balls. This is an audio clip. This is another all-time favorite. I had to kind of remaster this to make it a little louder, so hopefully it turns out okay. This is the first night I had my hair. So I got a new haircut that I've kept ever since, and I had like I'm wearing a hat, but like it was real short, and it was to the side, almost like Hitler. And
I remember that night.
So Linda, I know is listening. Your 10-year-old Mark, you're gonna hear it in this clip here. So here we go. This is just one of my all-time favorites. There we go. This is pretty cool. I came across this article on NBC Philly. Can you guys hear this?
We can hear it. We can't see anything, but yeah.
All right, no, that's fine. Yeah.
And
Citizens
you
Bank,
got that much time on your hands, bro.
So Citizens Bank. So I just said they're opening a new bar.
He's a degree guy. He's 4.0. He's a 4.0 guy. He's in the arts. What's going on?
Here for Lambda.
Where's that going to go?
Omega
Can't play
Move.
guitar, but you got the arts. I'm a 4.0 in the arts. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with it, but
Lambda. Who said he was a gentleman in the sky?
Why got a degree in the arts? I'm a 4.0.
I'm a scholar, but not a gentleman, boys.
Lambda, suck a
Yeah,
cocker.
right. You fucking let's want me.
Pencil neck geek kid. You fucking pencil neck geek. Look at you with your hair parted to the side. You
Yeah. He looks like a fucking 10-year-old.
You cocksucker faggot. You fucking chip bag.
He looks like a 10-year-old. I'll smack you in the mouth like Neil Diamond. I see him today. I'm like, you kidding me? Looking like a little boy. I'm
hear-
4.0,
Oh, my
Dave.
cheeks hurt.
I'm 4.0.
I hear the Landon thing. I think a
I
higher
get my
learning.
degree in the arts. I play guitar for Rutgers.
And I go to Ryder. I didn't even go to Rutgers.
Sean got that degree because he swallowed.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Somebody else didn't swallow. He did.
Yeah.
All clean shaven with your hair to the
Yeah,
side.
right.
Come here, little
He
boy.
fits the mold.
Come here, little.
He fits the fucking.
Coach used to tell you.
Yeah,
that.
right.
You fucking this.
Give him a teddy bear and go in the comfort zone.
I totally forgot about this.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Oh my God. Oh,
Give him a teddy bear. He can win the comfort.
oh man. Go in a teddy bear and get your comfort zone guy. Oh my God. Oh man, I remember when I got my hair cut and he comes to the side and goes, starts laughing. I said, what? The fuck's up with your hair, guy? I'm like, what? Oh man, he broke my stones so hard on that.
That whole night, Sean. That whole night, he would not shut up about your haircut.
Yeah, so there's one moment on the show, and you guys can go through this, but I couldn't play the clip because the clip sounded like crap. It was real grainy. It just didn't sound good. But the scenario clip.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
I think that's bad. Fuck.
Yeah, it didn't turn out. But why don't you guys go through that? Because
All right, we were talking about the Flyers, and we were talking about trades, this, that, and the other thing. So I was like, I got a scenario for you, and he turned around and gave me that look he gives. Don't you fucking scenario me, guy. I'll give you a fucking scenario. Don't you fucking scenario me, guy. And it's like, oh my God. And then,
He just went on a tangent about it. Like, we're trying to talk about it. Like, we've moved on like for 5 minutes, and he's still like, this guy's scenario.
Yeah.
It's just scenario.
and then
fucking scenarios.
Yeah, and he's going on and on about the scenario this, scenario that. So, as we do, we all blow up and we're laughing, we're loud, we're la, 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 la. And then I think it was Gary who said a hypothetical.
No, me.
It was
No,
Mike
me.
who said a hypothetical.
how about a hypothetical?
Yeah,
I
all
like
right,
a
that works.
Yeah, I like a hypothetical.
That's better than a fucking scenario.
Yeah.
He goes, ooh, I like hypotheticals.
Don't you fucking scenario me, guy.
Scenario me.
That's
Speaking
my
of
name.
breaking balls, and I don't know if his brother.
Isn't that the night he said Travis Konechny, best in the world, man?
It is. That is
Isn't that the same night? Yeah.
the world. I don't know if his one brother's listening or not, but his one brother has some connections, so he ties into this story. So there was we had a nice prank going. It was myself, Jimmy O'Donnell. I don't know if Jimmy's listening, but we were sitting out back, and I was going to get married that year. And Dave was a huge Zeppelin fan, and I'm saving Zeppelin for the end. I don't want to get booted off. I don't want to get booted off YouTube for playing Zeppelin, so I'm gonna wait until the end to do it. So anyway, I make a flyer that Led Zeppelin's reuniting, and I had like selected dates, like all the major cities, and it looked professional, like it was perfect.
You're fucked up, Sean.
Oh, this was great.
The day they're coming to Philadelphia is the day of my wedding. So I already texted Jimmy and gave him the heads up. So Jimmy goes, yo, man, did you hear that Zeppelin's reuniting? He goes, no. So all of a sudden I'm like, yo, dude. And I'm like sitting there with Dave. I'm like, Dave, I just got a message on my phone. Dude, Zeppelin's reuniting. I show him. We got to go. We got to go. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no. He's like, what? I was like, dude, the day of my, and this shows a lot about Dave.
Yeah.
The day of my wedding. Dude, it's the day of my wedding. They're coming to Philly. Oh, well, I ain't missing your wedding for anything, guy. I ain't missing your wedding. You know what? We'll make it work. We'll travel somewhere to see them. I'm not missing your wedding. Jim O'Donnell texts him. fuck Sean's wedding. I'm ditching it. I'm going to the concert. He was so mad. You believe him? Can you believe Jimmy? I can't believe he would say, I thought he was your guy. Blah, 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 blah. He was going off, right? So he's like, well, look. Baltimore. They're going to Baltimore 3 days after that. Maybe we can go to Baltimore. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing a honeymoon. Like, all right, we can go to Baltimore right after that. Let's make it work. So I think nothing of it. Like I said, Dave was still living.
Meanwhile, you recorded the video and then like shared the video of him and then it's all about Baltimore, and he's like, the wheels are spinning. He's like, we can make this work, guy. Like, all right, Baltimore. Like, he's like, and I'm watching the video.
I remember that.
Happening.
So
great.
So he used to get out of work before I did. So I came pulling in the driveway, and he's sitting on the front step with his arms crossed, and he's kind of like doing the head nod, like. I said, "Uh-oh." I'm like, and I forgot. And I'm like, "What's going on?" I open up the car door. I get out. He goes, "I can't believe you. You duped me." I was like, "What?" He goes, "I wrote to my brother, and it's like 2:00 in the morning his time, and I wrote him, you think you could get me some tickets to see Zeppelin?" And like 10 minutes later, his brother writes him, goes, "Dave, you've been duped again."
Again, like a disappointed like. Dave, like how many times do you have to get through this?
Oh, man. All right, so I got another video.
So remember when we went to see fucking Get the Let Out?
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Was that the one?
It was at the Electric Factory.
Yeah.
It was me, you, Dave, and TJ, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like he couldn't give in. He couldn't give in and say, "Yo, these guys are awesome." He'd be like, "Yeah, they're all right." Like he couldn't give in and say because they were really good. But he couldn't give in and say, "Yeah, they're the shit." Nah. All
right.
I'll tell you something about these guys. Let me tell you something about these fucking guys. I don't know what the fuck they think they're doing. They ain't no Led Zeppelin, I'll tell you that.
There was another Zeppelin tribute band that I think we seen it like Sweeney's or something, and it wasn't Get the Let Out, so I don't like, but they were good. And
it was LeCompte.
Was it LeCompte?
Yes.
Okay, but he's like, oh, they're gonna play Zeppelin. Oh, really? They're gonna try. Yeah. Let's see this, guy. Let's see this. Oh, this song? You're gonna? Oh, all right, fine. Yeah, all right, go ahead.
And they start playing it.
They started playing it, and they started playing it. He's like, all right, yeah, all right.
And then
they're okay. They're all right, but they're not good.
And then in the middle of the song, you see him like, yeah, that's right, yeah, let's get it.
It was literally the same sentence. He's like, and then all of a sudden it was.
Yeah,
bottom lip rolls and stuff. He's like, no, because it was like one of the solos that they had, and they're like, oh, you're gonna try and pull off this solo? Yeah, let me see you try this, guy. I'll wait. And it started. He's like,
and he was just into it. It was, oh my god, it was so funny. I got another call coming in. Hello, you're on Corner Plus Sports.
Yo, this is Dave Jr.
Hey, Dave. This is you're talking to all of us, really.
Sean?
Yeah, you're talking to all of us. This is Dave's son.
Am I live right now?
Yes, you are, sir.
Hey, what's up, Dave?
He's like,
oh shit.
It would be one of those delayed things, like like when you call into a radio station or something like that.
It is, yeah.
No, this is top notch quality radio, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
100% pure entertainment.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah. I just want to thank you guys. I was listening in. Some of the stories are so fucking funny. Me and my mom were listening to them. I'm just. Am I allowed to curse on this? By the way?
absolutely.
But we were just cracking up listening to the stories. I figured I'd call in, so I wanted to thank you guys. It really means a lot to
me. Yeah, dude, Dave. I mean, absolutely. Like I told Taylor earlier. He loved you guys. He loved you guys so much, and he loved everybody. I honestly don't know one person that he didn't like. I mean, except for my ex-singer of my band. He's probably the only one. I mean, really, he was such a a carefree, loving person, man. And as I told Taylor, like, you guys are just so lucky to have him in your life, and he was very supportive of you guys. He loved everything everything you guys did as you were going through school, Dave. He was constantly talking about you. And,
yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, my favorite thing about him was that he was the best person before I went out every night. So he would always be down there listening to Led Zeppelin. I would come down and he'd play the same song 3 and 4 times in a row. I'm like, Dad, can we change the song? And he's like, no, Dad, we ain't changing the song, Dad. What are you talking about? I'm like, can you at least put on a different Led Zeppelin song? And he'd be like, no, man, this is the dumb one, Guy. What are you talking about? So I would have to sit down there and deal with it. But the best part is I got to steal his beer. So, I mean,
he would constantly, it was constant. Oh, let me get you another one. Let me get you another one. Let me get you another one,
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, we would sit out bets sometimes too, and we would just talk about life and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks that he's gone, but
yeah. Devin Taylor just said hi to you, Dave.
They said hi to me.
Yep.
Hi, guys.
Yep. Yeah. So there's we've been getting messages all night, and I appreciate you guys are enjoying this. When obviously everything first happened, it was something we all talked about and doing, and because he's been on the show. He came on the show a couple times a year, and just again, like we said, when he came on, it was just an instant classic. And we saved a lot of the clips and audio clips and all that stuff, and we wanted to give a few weeks, before we were ready, obviously, and before you guys. Not that you guys are ever going to be ready, but at least it sounds like we're giving you guys laughs, and I think that was the whole point of this whole thing. So,
yeah. All of us. Obviously Ryan and Sean in particular, just were like, yeah, we need to let this settle in before we are mentally going to be able to handle doing this show. So.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like I said, I just wanted to call in and thank you guys. Tell you a quick story, and then I actually want to get back. I want to hear more of your guys' stories. So I'm gonna hang up, and that way I can listen to you guys.
You're gonna hang up and listen.
Yes,
as they say in the radio. Do you have another story for him about him?
My other favorite thing that I used to say about my dad, he was always so strict for some reason about like girls and stuff. He'd always tell me like, yo, don't talk to no girls, man. Don't talk to no girls. I'm like, well, who do you want me to talk to? You want me to talk to guys or something?
No, Guy, that's not what I meant, Guy. Man, that's awesome. Nah, he's going to be missed, and we got a couple texts. One of our listeners, Mark, who knew your dad, and from all of us, man. sorry to you and Taylor and everybody for your loss, and we hope
deepest condolences, man. Deepest condolences. Your dad was a truly one of a kind.
Yeah,
loved by so many people.
Yeah. You still there? I think we lost him. Yeah, he did. He actually just texted me. He said, "I think I lost you guys." Okay. All right. Well, that's okay. Yeah, he was kind of going in and out a little bit. Denny, so we did get the Let Out the Scottish Rite as well, but we actually saw him at the Electric Factory first.
I feel like I was at that show too. I might have been with you guys.
You might have been, yeah.
You might have been, Mike. A lot of it comes across as like a blur, you know what I mean? But
I hear you.
So speaking of, I got another call here. Hey, hello.
Hey, the call dropped.
Oh, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good, Guy.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
For real.
Don't worry about it, Guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, his biggest advice was just focus on school, stay away from girls, and drink a lot of beer and live the good life. Pretty much.
Nice.
That's
not bad. That's not bad advice, man. Honestly.
And that he did. That he did, man. He knew. He had his fun, man. That's for sure. He loved having fun. He loved having a good time. So,
yeah. But I'm sure he's up there right now. Drinking a couple of beers for all of us. So.
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
guaranteed. When
we're drinking them with him.
Cheers to all you guys.
When our time comes, he's going to meet us at those pearly gates with a nice cold one.
Yep.
He'll be there with a couple of cases. He'll be there with more than one. That's for sure.
A couple cases. Remember that plastic cooler? The plastic Coors Light cooler.
The Coors Light cooler.
The thing would leak. The thing would leak like water all over the place. Like, it ain't my fault. Like, go get a fucking real cooler. Yeah.
Another quick story before you go, Dave. So, Sean's former band Killshot, they were playing this show, and it was in the studio where he recorded his second album. So, like, this studio, like, it was like jam packed with like 100 people, and you could barely move, right? So me and David hooked up. Me and your dad had hooked up. Like, I had drove him, so it was like me and him all night. And our philosophy was, we came up with this idea. Actually, it was your dad's idea. He was like, "Yo, there's gonna be a lot of people there. There's gonna be a lot of freeloaders there. So what me and you are gonna do? We're gonna buy a 30-pack of Budweiser. So this way, no one asks us for a beer." And I was like, "Dave, that's the best idea I've ever heard." And me and your dad polished off that 30-pack and had the headache to prove it the next day.
Man.
I definitely want to drink
a lot of shitty beer.
No, absolutely not, Dave. That's I don't know how.
No way.
I don't know how he did it, but hey, he had the right idea. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
did you guys used to go with because I know you used to love going to the they used to have like the bands and Penny Pack on Wednesdays.
Yeah. I never went to one with him. No, I never got to do that.
No, me neither.
Okay.
No,
I've went to a few of the bands at Penny Pack, but I never ended up meeting up with Dave there.
No.
Did you ever go to one with him?
I never had the chance to. I usually, when they were doing that, I was usually up at school most of the time or working.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah. He got after it. That's what you would say, right? Let's go get after it. Cal, one of our listeners, Callie, just chimed in. He said, I asked him if he ever cleaned his cooler. He said, "Nah, man, no need to, guy. It just cleans itself."
Well, I'll tell you what, he came a long way in terms of like his beer choice. He used to, Sean, I don't know if he used to drink it when he lived with you, but he used to drink like Tom's Light.
Oh, yeah, he did. And he drank some nasty stuff, man.
What did he end up drinking? I could get down with a lot of the nasty stuff, but when he hit me with the hams, I was like, that's where I draw the line, Dave.
But all right, I'm gonna go now, so that way you guys can tell more stories. But I can't thank you guys enough again, and I'm really enjoying the show. So
awesome, man.
Keep telling.
I'm telling you what, this has been one of our best shows. It really has.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. Much appreciated, and much love to you and everybody, man.
I really appreciate that, Sean, and thank you all again.
Absolutely.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, man.
And I guess I should kind of take a step back and rephrase that. It's been one of our more entertaining shows. Best is kind of like, I know it's a celebration of his life and stuff, but I don't want it to sound insincere.
No, I knew what you meant. Yeah, I knew
Get what you're saying, Mike. I got you.
Yeah, Mike, what the fuck?
No, it's entertaining. My cheeks, and I'm ignoring.
Choose your words.
It's entertaining. My
cocksucker.
cheeks are hurting. My stomach's hurting. Laughing.
Yeah, there's
so many great stories. Go ahead.
That was the whole point of this. It was to get everyone laughing and remember him in good ways and remember what kind of person he was. So my next clip, I'll try to keep this as short as possible because actually Denny's calling me. This is perfect timing. Yo, Den. Yo, brother. This is perfect timing, man, because I was just about to talk about Vegas, our trip to Vegas with Dave.
I was just going to say Vegas.
Yeah. So why don't you? So Denny and I worked with met Dave pretty much the same time, and we went to Vegas together, and Dave and Denny roomed together. So Denny, if you want to share a story, man, yeah, go at it.
Well, first of all, I want to say that this is awesome what you guys are doing.
It's awesome.
And come on, Sean, you got to admit the airplane flight. He was like a little kid.
Yes, he was.
I couldn't believe
it's true.
It was unbelievable.
It was so we were drinking the night before, pretty much the entire night, and we're just going crazy, and it's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the morning, and we got like 2 hours sleep.
Yep.
We get up, we go to the airport. The airport bar opens up at 6 o'clock, and like 6 in the morning, and those guys run to the bar. Like as if they've never seen beer before. I'm like, we just drank all night long. We get on the airplane, and Dave is a nervous wreck.
Oh, unbelievably.
Remember, I think he was like rocking back and did he sit? He sat next to you, right, on the plane?
Yes. Anything can happen. Any little, like attendant gave a little beep. What's going on? What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, but when like the seatbelt thing, boom, went off.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? What's
what
that?
The fuck? What are we crashing? What's going on here?
So the best was there's 2 things that I remember vividly. So the one thing was the when the plane would go to one side, I'm like, Dave, you got to sway to the other. You got to put your weight on the other side, man. There's too much weight on the left side. He's like, ah! And he's like leaning into the aisle. And then the other thing, are and he was a male. It's not a male stewardess, right? Stewardess. It's not. I don't know what you call it in the male. I don't know.
Stewardess with a cup.
Like, yeah, is it a stewardess if it's a guy though? I don't know.
No, stewardess with a penis.
Stewardess with a penis. So the stewardess with a penis.
Like Rachel Farley.
Yeah. He's giving us shooters of like rum. Steward is a steward. A flight attendant. There you go. There you go. Thanks, guy. Yeah. Denny, your phone is like giving off horrible feedback for some reason.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's like static. It's like giving off a static. Oh wait, that's better now. Now I don't hear it. Okay, we're good. Maybe.
Good now?
I think so. No, I still hear it. All right. Well, give me 1 second, then. Just stay on for a second, and then I'll have it. Yeah, I can hear you fine. It's just a weird static thing coming back at me. Now it sounds okay. All right. So the flight attendant comes up and he's like, "What's the matter with him?" I'm like, "Oh, he's petrified to fly." So he's like, "All right, man. What are you guys doing?" We're doing a bachelor party. So he starts handing shooters of rum. So here's Kenny. Kenny just chimed in. Kenny was on the trip with us too.
Right.
And Kenny just said, "Don't push the red button." So the story is, Dave is going to the bathroom, and I told Dave, "Do not hit the red button in the bathroom. It'll suck you right out of the toilet, right out of the airplane." And he was all upset. He's like, "What?" I said, "Don't hit the red button." So he goes to the bathroom. So the flight attendant comes up, and the flight attendant's like, "Where's your buddy at?" I said, "He's in the bathroom." And I explained the story. He goes, "I got you." And he goes to the back door and he starts banging on the bathroom door. The fucking flight attendant is banging on the door, and he's like, "Yo, man, don't hit the red button. Don't hit the red button." So Dave comes out of the bathroom. Dave sits down, doesn't say anything. I'm like, Dave, flight attendant comes up and goes, "I'm gonna kill all you motherfuckers." What? He goes, "I was banging on the wrong door. Some old lady came out." So here's Dave, unbeknownst to everything, just sitting there hanging out, Oh my god! And then we land in Vegas, and we've been drinking the whole pretty much for 24 hours straight. And I have to mute Denny's thing for a second. We land in Vegas, and we get a limo, and we sit Dave in the front with the limo driver. He's talking to the limo driver as if he's known him his entire life.
What's up, guy?
He's going on about the Philadelphia mob scene and the mobsters in Philly. And you don't even know, guy. So, Denny, why don't you share a story, brother?
Well, we were in Vegas, and we went to go to a strip joint or whatever it was.
Oh.
Wrong. And I said to him, "You got to be kidding me! I drank just as much as you did." And I walked in, and they let me in. he got pissed off because they let me in. So I come back. I stayed for, of course, I stayed for a little bit, but I came back out, and I remember the time when we're all down on by the pool, and we go back to the room. Him and I were staying together, and we go back to the room, and the room is completely freaking destroyed. And I'm fucking just, how this happened? He says, well, he gave Sean the key or the card, whatever, to get back in.
The key card, yeah.
Yeah. And we found out later that you did this little
well
with the room and all.
Yeah, well the thing was like you guys like we left our key cards in the middle. We had a separate section like where we sat outside by the pool. We had a private section or whatever, and everyone left their key cards in the middle of the couch area we're sitting at. So we went instead of spending $25 on a beer, we were sneaking beers from the room from our sink that was filled with ice, and I had them wrapped in a towel. Dude, it was 107 degrees out, so like I had them wrapped in a towel. By the time I got down there, the beers were warm. But anyway, so it's my turn to go up and grab beers, and we're shit faced. And I go try the key card, it's not working. I went, uh-oh. I'm like, I think this is Denny and Dave's key. Sure enough, it was. And we trashed their room. We flipped their beds over. There's a plastic rat, which that's my next clip. We'll play that in a second. There's a plastic rat shoved in his toilet. We dumped the trash can all over the room. Like, so what? Dave thought you guys got robbed, right?
Yeah. We walked into the room. He's like, "What the fuck's going on? What the fuck happened? Look at this place." Oh my god.
Dude, their beds are like one bed was in the bathroom. The other bed's like leaning against the window. Look, you completely trashed the room.
And that's like the first thing I would have looked at was, where's Sean?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
The first thing I would have looked at.
Oh man! Oh god, it was so funny. That was so funny. So hours went by, and I'm sitting there. I got a text from Denny. You're dead. And I forgot. Like probably a case of beer in. I'm like, why am I dead? And Chris, Kenny's brother, who chimed in, Chris goes, "Remember we trashed your room?" I was like, "Oh crap." Oh man. But then I got another call coming in here. But yeah, I don't know if you had another story.
I'll call you back about the Outer Banks.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, man. You got it. All right.
You guys are doing great, man.
Thanks, brother. All right, let me play the rat clip real quick. So it was my bachelor party, and they stuck a dildo in my bag, and I stuck a plastic rat in Dave's bag. So this is actually a video of Denny. Denny is filming the video, and Dave's walking in. So for those who can't see it, and for downloading, Dave's basically opened up his bag, hear his reaction. So let me share the screen here again. It's a short video, but it's so him. All right, here we go.
The fuck?
Such a dick. He's like, what is that? It's a plastic rat, man. Let me. Oh, here we go. Hey, you're on Corner Plus Sports.
I've a good story with David.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good. My name is Terrence, and I grew up with the daughters and sons of older David.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I just have a funny thing to say one day. That's all about Big Dave.
Absolutely. Sorry, I didn't get the pickup. I was trying to mess with the phone here, and I had another call. But yeah, thanks for calling in, man. Absolutely. Yeah, share away.
That is no problem. I just want to say, one day, I was driving by his house, and I was on my way back, and I seen him out front, and you know, I had to go to the bathroom like really bad, so I pull over, I see him, and I say, "Hey, Dave." He goes, "Hey, what's up?" So I go, "Dave, can I use your bathroom, man?" And he goes, "What do you gotta do?" I said, "Dave, I gotta go." So he looks at me and says, "Come on, guy." So I'm like, oh man. So I go into the bathroom and I use the bathroom and I come out, and all of a sudden, I guess, you know, I left a little smell, and he goes, "Really? You had to do this to me?" And if I didn't stink it up that bad, he actually would have offered, "Hey, you want a beer and hang out for a minute?" I didn't even get a beer offer that day.
Oh yeah, that's no good.
Dude, I was like, damn, and you know, he's like, all right, and he's like, all right, I'll see you later, guy.
It was one of the, oh man, that, you know, that's pretty bad when he doesn't even offer you a drink.
Exactly, dude.
Yeah.
You know, that bathroom must have been bad.
Get the fuck out,
You
guy.
got to shit.
Exactly. He says, "Just go, dude. I don't even want you here no more."
Oh man, he's like, just get out. You don't even stay.
Yeah, just at least give me a day, and then you come over tomorrow, and we can hang out, you know, and then bust it up. And
Just don't do that to my bathroom again.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh my god.
yeah, man, I was known as like Guy. He didn't even like my name. I would tell him all the time, and he would be like, "All right, Guy."
Yeah.
I'm like part of the family, but he's still like, "All right, I see, Guy."
But isn't it the truth, man? Like, he was just so welcoming of
so
everybody.
down to earth, man. It's insane how he was down to earth. It's insane.
Yeah.
Unless you blow his toilet up.
Yeah, dude, then he don't even offer you a beer and tells you to get out. Like, you gotta go, dude.
I think it's time for you to go, guy.
Yeah,
Then I don't get to listen to Led Zeppelin or nothing.
Yeah,
dude. I was
right.
like, I'm sour about that.
Nah, this guy, we ain't doing Led Zeppelin with this guy here. Nah, this
Like, yo, what are you doing, guy? Like, what are you doing?
We're not playing no Shimmigrant song tonight.
Yeah, we definitely not. That's why you can't be here.
That's pretty cool, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to share that because you guys are like talking about him, and he was an awesome dude, man. I missed the guy already. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah,
man.
we all do, man. We all miss him.
I know, and I appreciate you guys doing. You know, even talking about him. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Makes me smile right now.
Yeah, and we appreciate you, listening and tuning in, and as well as everybody out there is tuning in and celebrating Dave. And
yeah, I know, and I had to make you guys laugh and everybody laugh because that's what he would want. It's what he would want.
Exactly, 100%, man, without a doubt.
We've actually had that conversation. You know, if you shed a tear and everything, which that's hard not to, but he would tell you straight up, "Don't shed no fucking tears for me, guy."
Yeah.
Don't shed no tears for me, guy.
No tears.
I should say this to you right now, right? I'll be like, okay, all right. So I'll talk to you later, guy.
Yeah, right. That's right.
You guys have a good night, man.
You too, man.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling in, man.
Thanks. All right, guy.
All right, see you, guy.
Later.
That's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I think I might have to do Guy out instead of Penis out tonight.
You might have to.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so I got another clip for you guys. So this one's from his friends at work, and so this video is another one that you guys are gonna have to be walked through because you're not gonna be able to see what's happening here, or hear what's happening, I should say, for those who are just listening to the show at a later time. So Dave was they put something in his near his desk area. Okay, so there's a camera set up in the corner of the desk. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So they have a camera set up at the corner of his desk area, and they call him to drag him basically to that area of his desk. And they put, I don't know if it's a plastic bug or something. They put something, because apparently they used to get him to jump all the time with this stuff. And,
it's a unicorn.
It was not a unicorn, Dave. It was not a unicorn. It was like a bug or something, but you'll hear his reaction and the way he jumps. All right, here we go. All right, so they're calling him now.
Hello. You know what? You're all Look, I don't believe every one of you. I am sorry.
All right, now I was about to hang up the phone and see what it's on there.
Fucking jerk. I didn't notice it right away. What the fuck?
Dude, the whole like, oh man, oh my god, he was so fun. The whole what the fuck with his jumping. So I used to like I said earlier in the show,
I don't believe you guys at all.
we used to room together. So I had a vacant room, and he had to walk by my room or the empty room to go to the bathroom in the morning or whatever to get ready for work. So it's like dark in the morning, and I was up before him one morning, and I'm in the dark room, and I like, dude, like think about it, you just woke up, and I just jumped out at him like, ah, what the fuck? Oh, what's the matter with you? You know, like looking back, and my wife's like, you know, at the time, you know, it just wasn't my wife yet. She's like, you're gonna give him a fucking heart attack. Why would you do that first thing in the morning? But he laughed so he would laugh so hard afterwards. He's like, there is something wrong with you. Like what? Who thinks of that? There was other times like I'd scratch at his door, like, and like I'd be on my hands and knees, and he opened up the door, and I'm like that, like the same thing, like what the fuck, guy, you know? Oh god, it was so funny. So here's an audio clip of you guys, Ryan and Dave, going back and forth. If this isn't him defined in the minute or 2 minute clip, I don't know what is. This is just talking about down the wave.
Hey, you ever seen the left hook? All you got to do is put a Coors Light in your hand. Just put a Coors Light in your hand.
I will left hook you like you don't even know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you're down the way. You're from down the way. That's what I forgot.
Hey, you win so many rights, you'll beg for a left.
But that was so like he get all fired. You know, did the whole thing and get all fired up and carry on. And oh my god, so
Man, I haven't heard the so many rights you'll beg for a left line in so long.
But he was told, I got a left hook, guy. I got a left hook. I said, Dave, I'm a lefty. Like, how's that going to work out? You know, like, already, I'm already a lefty. So, you know, oh yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right.
That's it. You ain't met a lefty like me, guy.
So there was, you know, when we were, oh shit, I got two. I got plenty, but I don't want to, you know, this is going to be all night. I can't.
Dude, we could do this till
I know. I got
gals come home.
So kind of, you know, it kind of goes with that story. The only time I've really, I mean, he was mad at me the night with the chair, but he was just mad in general. I don't know if I've ever seen him angrier, and until it wasn't anymore. I called him up, prank called him, and where his shipping desk was.
Oh my god!
Where his shipping desk was, it was basically like parallel with where I was calling from. So I'm peeking out at him, and I can see the whole thing. So I call him up. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm coming from Conshohocken. I need to know how to get to your place. All right, man. So we were at 41st and Chestnut. So he goes, all right, man, this is what you want to do. Oh, you're coming from Conchi? I said, no, motherfucker. I said, Conshohocken. He goes, yeah, Conchi. And, you know, then the whole Philly thing, from Conchi. All right, so you're going to go on 676, get off at 30th Street. And, you know, 30th Street Station. And I'm like, oh, is that where they filmed the new Rocky movie? Yeah, I don't know, what the fuck ever. So anyway, so you're going to go through that, and you're going to make a right, and you're going to go down this one street. And you're going to make a left onto 38th. And I'm like, 38th? Why am I going to turn on 38th? You know, you're at 41st. Well, you know, you can't make the left on 41st because the street's too narrow. And I'm like, don't you fucking tell me how to drive a truck. He's like, dude, it's a one-way street. You're never going to be able to make it. How big is your truck? I said, 52 footer. He goes, dude, my brother, there's no way you're going to make that turn. I said, don't you fucking tell me how to make this. I was talking to some accent or something. I don't remember. I'm like, don't you fucking tell me how I'm not going to make this turn. I said, I'll tell you what. He goes, dude, I'm telling you, you're not going to make that turn. I said, I'll tell you what. I'll drive this truck backwards from Conti and I'll fucking reverse it right in that pit and I'll come out and kick your ass. He goes, I like to see you fucking try. He slams the phone down. He was so red. And now he walks out and he's literally like hyperventilating. He's so upset. And I said, Dave, what's going on? This fucking guy said he's I lost it. He goes, this guy's yelling at me, he asks for directions. I give him directions. He doesn't fucking appreciate it. He doesn't appreciate the guy. He's going on. And then he tells me he's going to drive it from reverse from Conshohocken and kick my ass. And once he said that, I lost it. And he goes, wait a minute. And he starts laughing. He goes, I thought I was going to get my ass kicked. And then the other one, so there was a UPS UPS freight driver.
Oh, come on.
He came in like 3 times a week. This guy, he wouldn't talk to anybody. He wouldn't talk to anybody except for Dave. And he would it was a press room. So we were working on this one press and had a microphone. So I'm on the one end, like doing after the intercom as the guy's walking by and the guy's like looking around. And his cheeks would get real rosy. You know, that's the only thing I remember. His cheeks would get really rosy, you know, and he would go to the bathroom and come out and not talk to anyone except for Dave. We would say hi to him and stuff. The guy would completely ignore us, except, you know, he loved Dave. So we started drawing hearts with UPS written in the middle of it, like on the packaging of the paper. Like it was paper, like a whole ream of paper would be like shrunk wrap, a whole skid of paper, and like just real big. UPS. So like soon as the guy comes in, that's the first thing he sees on his right hand side is a giant heart. I heart UPS. And the guy's like, yo, Dave, what the fuck is that? It ain't me, right? So the one day there was a cockroach running around the floor. So I cut out a little heart and I got like that spray, the sticky spray, and I sprayed the back of the roach and I dropped a piece of paper on the roach's back. So the guy comes rolling in, and here's this fucking roach running by his feet with a little UPS heart on his back. He looks up and he looks at Dave like, what the fuck, man? Who does that? Dave's like, you guys are a bunch of dicks. What's the matter with you guys? And then all of a sudden, like someone took a sledgehammer, just
Fucking cockroaches.
It was so. Oh my god, it was so funny. That was so funny. But yeah, it was the truth, man. That guy never. He loved. Oh my god, he loved Dave. And then my last work story, I guess, is we were getting bought out by Ryan's company, and I didn't think I was coming over. I didn't think I was gonna make it. So I'm like, they're gonna lay me off as soon as I go over. Like, I don't want to go over there. I was one of the last people in the building. It was me, Dave, Jimmy Reds. And Denny, I think Denny was already over there. But whatever the case is, we're like, fuck this. I'm like, I'm getting lunch. I left. You know, we didn't get lunch. And I left and I went down like 3 blocks with Dave, and we stopped at the Blarney Stone, which is a bar. And you can't get any more Irish than the Blarney Stone. And and we were drinking beers and eating and all this. We come back and we're fucking lit. We come back and we're like, And I remember Jimmy like, man, you guys can't fucking do that. What's the matter with you guys? Fuck this. Like, yeah, they're gonna take us anyway. They took Dave. I mean, Dave was still working there. Fucking 10 years later, Dave was still there, and I was laid off. I got laid off 3 times in a year, and that was the end of it for me. But
yeah, Dave was there for like 2-3 weeks before I seen you.
Yeah, I did not want to come over there, man.
Like, you were the last one in the building to leave.
I think I was.
Like, there's no machines left in the building.
No,
like,
it was me and oil dry all over the floor.
Yeah, like we took them all, and Sean's like, nah, I'm good here. I'm good here.
Already, one of the supervisors, this guy Bob, he came over and he's like, you need to go over tomorrow or you're fired. I'm like, all right, I'll go over. At least if I get laid off, I can collect unemployment. But anyway, But speaking of the Blarney Stone and the Irish and all that, Dave just loved it. Like he constantly, Connor, my son's name's Connor. Connor, oh man. Oh, what a beautiful Irish name, guy. What a beautiful Irish name. And when we went to Ireland, I'm in the constant, like, you know what you got to do is you're there, guy, right? You know what you got to do. I said, what? You got to kiss the Blarney Stone. You got to kiss the Blarney Stone. So when we got over there, everyone's like, no, you don't need to, you don't need to do that. It's overrated. And we went to, now I'm trying to think of where it actually is. But Blarney Castle's in a certain area. I forget the name of the park. But anyway, I'm like, oh, that's where the Blarney Stone is? It's a castle. That's pretty cool. Well, we just went through the castle. We thought we can cut through and not have to do the Blarney Stone. And it turns out, no, once you're in that castle, that's it. You're doing the Blarney Stone. It's at the top of the castle. And basically your head is, let me try to explain it. There's a crack. There's the wall and the floor. And there's actually a crack between the wall and the floor. It's just straight down, and there's the stone. Like you put your head basically hanging out of the top of the castle. Like there's nothing between your head. Like if you have a phone in your pocket and it falls out, bye-bye. Like it's gone. You can't fall through, but something small in your pocket will fall through. So, and you got to lean up to kiss the stone or whatever. And I'm like, I ain't fucking doing this. And then in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, you know what? Dave will be really disappointed.
Yeah.
It's the truth. I was like, you know what? That's the one thing he said. You got to do the Blarney Stone. You got to do the Blarney Stone. And I think I even said to my wife, I'm like, I can't not do it now. Like we got to do this now, And we did, and I was glad. And we sent him pictures. Yeah, guy, I'm so glad. Oh yeah, it was awesome.
So I got one.
Yeah.
So we all most of us. Maybe not people listening, but most of us are familiar with the former lead singer of Sean's former band. The guy also used to live. He used to rent out the other room at Sean's house. So this was one of them nights where, like, for whatever reason, again, Sean had something going on, and I get the text, "Yo, man, come on over, have some good beers." And Blaine's cooking something, and Blaine, for all his faults, he could cook.
He could cook.
He could cook. So it was like, all right, some good food, some beers. All right, cool. So I go over. And, for about an hour or so, we're telling stories. Down the way, Dave.
Straight out of Easton.
Right. So God, what the so I'm Dave's telling stories about where he came from down the way. And, I'm a Kenzo, so we're telling stories, and it's this is going on for like an hour. Blaine's telling stories about, shit he had to go through when he grew up and all. And so, this is going on for like an hour. How you had to watch your back. You had to do this, you had to do that. But how, like, we loved where we grew up, would never change it. So, like, this is going on. So finally we get to the point, so Dave's from Rawhurst, right? I'm from Kensington. So finally, like, it dawned on me, like, I don't even know where Blaine's from. So, like, I'm like, so yeah, where exactly are you from, Blaine? And he was like, yeah, born and raised in Easton. Me and Dave looked at each other, and, like, you couldn't help it. We completely lost it. We are cracking up. Like, it took us a good 15, 20 minutes to seriously calm down. Now, look, I'm not saying Easton is, like,
right, but it's not Kensington.
It's not Kensington. It's not Rawhurst.
Oh,
so like me and again, every time straight out of Easton. That was like one of them other inside jokes with me and Dave. Like, and it's just actually it turned into a huge joke because we told everybody about it. And straight out of Easton. Like, so when the Straight Outta Compton movie came out, when all them straight out of whatever came out, one of our former co-hosts sent out a thing and it said Straight Outta Easton. And oh man, like that.
Yeah.
Me and Dave would laugh continuously about that over and over and over and over, man.
And I think it would behoove me to mention, we just talked about Blaine and my old band I was in. Dave and TJ and Ryan and Mike. I mean, we're probably the biggest supporters of the band when I was in a band 8 years ago now.
And your sister Jessica was
Jessica was huge too. Yeah, absolutely. Not in size. She was a huge fan. So
what the fuck? You fat bitch.
I'm just kidding, Jess. I love you.
You're completely fucking with her anxiety showing.
Oh, I know. She's probably gonna call me now and kill me.
She's gonna mail your mom.
No, I'm just kidding. She knows that. So, oh man, how can I recover from that? So we're doing the band thing, and Dave would always come, and like it wasn't Dave's music. Like our music was a little heavier. Probably I guess for those, a lot of people didn't know, but like Metallica-esque heavy, that kind of heavy, not like death metal, but we were heavy. But Dave would, oh my God, he loved it. He would come out every show and just front of the stage, just rocking out. And so there's one song that actually we did a reunion show 4 years ago now. And there's a song called Come and Get Me. And it's probably one of my favorite riffs that I ever wrote, to be honest with you. Not to pat myself on the back, but I just love that riff. And it was Dave just went off about that. So like he loved that song. And as soon as we play it, and I think on the reunion show, I dedicated it to him. I think I have that recorded somewhere. And we're just like, there's one guy, Dave loves that song. And Dave just, and it just kill shot out of the way, kill shot. And all you heard throughout your 45 to an hour long set was that. Just, shot. Yeah. Get it, Shawnee. Yeah. Out of the way. Kill shot. And he just, oh my God. It meant so much to have you guys there, and especially him. And it was so cool. I remember the first show he came to was at Whiskey Tango. He had to take the bus. He wasn't driving, and he took the bus, and I ended up driving him home or whatever. But he showed up, and I'm like, dude, you actually came. Like it was early on when I first met him, and he was like, oh my God, this is fun. This is so cool. And he was just enamored, and like from that point on, like he was just enamored by it. And like when he lived with me, like we'd go down the stairs, and like we're drinking all night, and it's like 2 a.m. Plug it in. What? Let's jam, guy. And I put Zeppelin on. I jam on with Zeppelin. And he would just he didn't care. He didn't care what happened at he just sat there, just rock out and just yeah, that whole thing. Oh God, it was. I'm gonna miss him so much. I really am.
It's them little things, man. Like you're never gonna hear him go kill shot.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're never gonna hear him. The Langhorn would. It's the little sayings that he would say, man. Just like would come off the wall like out of nowhere. You're like the get the Snuggie Bear and get in your comfort zone, like that kind of shit. Like you're not going to hear them off the wall comments again, and it's just it's like this is great that we did this, but it's I hate it, but it's kind of like bittersweet, man.
It is.
Like we're getting to remember them. We're telling stories, but it's like we're not going to get any more stories,
Yeah.
Cherish the ones you have.
Well, that's true. Like, and we're not done yet.
No.
We have a couple more clips to play, and if anyone else wants to call up and share a story, you're more than welcome.
But
yeah. Real quick. I'm sorry. So before I forget, so Denny was calling. I went to bring it up to Denny, but I don't know what was going on with his phone. When we were the one night that we went to the strip club, and I'm not a strip club person. Either is Dave. Dave wasn't either. And we're all just kind of hanging out, and I'm like, I ain't fucking blowing my money in this place. It was like $250 to get in there because we got like bottle service and we had our own table. We didn't fucking sit at the table the whole night. Like, well, we weren't sitting at the table. And all of a sudden I look over and there's Dave. And the bottle was like, I forget what it was. It was something good. It was good liquor or something. And we're mixing drinks with it or whatever. So Dave's sitting there by himself. So I go over with Dave, and him and I are sitting across from each other like you would at a diner. And we're drinking the whole bottle. No one else is around. We're like, might as well take advantage of it. We're drinking a bottle. And all of a sudden a stripper comes up and sits next to Dave. And Dave turns around and goes, "What's your fucking story?" I'm like, my jaw just dropped. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, let me guess. You're paying for nursing school. And she laughed and she put her arm around Dave and she's just like, you are my favorite patron here tonight. I'm not going to ask you for any money. I just want, she literally, she sat and then she brought another one over and they literally just sat there and hung out. Instead of going around the bar and making money, they sat there and talked with us for like at least a half hour. And then we rolled out. I mean, that place, it was just, it's not my thing. It never has been.
Same here.
But, and the two of us were like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know? Oh my God.
That story he was telling us. What was that story he was telling us where he got hooked up with a friend of his and he ended up leaving him in a fucking bar or something?
Well, that story that's not a good story.
Yeah, that's not a good,
something bad happened to him. It wasn't, it was one of our gigs.
Okay.
And a friend of his picked him up and, friend.
Yeah.
Someone from work and ended up leaving him in Kensington or somewhere. And
it was North Philly.
Yeah.
Shitty neighborhood.
Yeah, it was not a good, that's not a good story. But you know what? I will say though, I gave him a Kill Shot sweatshirt and he came home without it. And he's like, I had to give my sweatshirt to somebody. And I'm like, what? But you know what? I'm glad you kind of bring that up because even in the worst of moments,
he still gave you the shirt off his back.
If it was me, I would have been like a nervous wreck. He came back. He's like, yeah, this happened. I'm like, what? I'm freaking. He goes, you know what, guy? Shit happens. I'm okay. I'm safe here. Mm-hmm. And it was like, not many people would have that kind of outlook on life and in general.
But again, it's that goes to the conversation that we had with the Easton boy. Like when you grow up in them elements, it does something to you, man.
Yeah. Now you're right.
Y'all know what I'm like.
He would always talk about the Mongos. Like he was not a part of the Mongo crew, but like the Mongos when he grew up was like the local, like the gang. Oh yeah, I'm in with the Mongos. I was never part of them, but they knew me. They knew me and my family. And I don't know how true this is, and I don't know if someone wants to verify this. Someone in the Woods family wants to verify this. We used to pick on him so much for mangoes. What are you gonna eat them? Blah, 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 stuff like that. And, no, the Mongos, they were badass guys, man. Blah blah blah. One of you know, they tore down a building across the street from our old job, and one of the guys doing construction was apparently a Mongo.
Hey, what's up, guy?
He was, oh yeah, whatever, Jerry, blah blah blah. And the guy's, yeah, that's one of the Mongos. And the guy's like, yeah, I was a fucking Mongo. I'm like, well, look at the size of you, I ain't fucking with you. The guy was pretty built. I'm like, all right, you know what? Maybe he was telling the truth. And Dave wouldn't lie about anything. Dave never lied. So, but we just broke his balls about it.
Because he would talk about it randomly.
I'll be back in a few, fellas.
All right. Oh my God. Yeah. The Mongos and Denny, who called in a few minutes ago. Denny if you can tell about a phone call, Denny's very laid back. Denny. So Dave, what's going on with those mangoes tonight? Fuck you, Den. It's a mango. Yeah, we went down to Outer Banks with Denny and his wife and his family, and we built a trench. Like it was basically a fire pit under the sand. Like we built a big trench, and we sat out there, and I brought my acoustic guitar, and we're playing the acoustic guitar and singing, and Denny is 3 o'clock in the morning. Denny's slamming on the table. Even Dave's like, Jesus Christ, Den, like calm down, And he's, yeah, I fucking love this song. We're like, damn, Den. They've never seen Den that worked up. But we were Dave and I would hang out from time open our eyes, we were just drinking. We had a cooler. It was a giant fishing cooler. And Denny, a day in's like, what the fuck, guys? I gotta go out and buy more beer. You know how much beer was in here? No, but it tasted good. And because we're on vacation. I mean, but we would sit out at 3 a.m. and play the same Marilyn Manson song.
But have some eggs or a cup of coffee. You could skip the beer at 9 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Well, when Ryan comes back ask him to tell you about his egg story with Dave. Because it's
when Dave spent the night at his house.
It's a good one. So we were sitting on the deck and we're just like jamming it. And he's singing "Devil Beneath My Feet," and we're banging on our feet, slamming on the deck with the beat of the song. And the house, it was a rental house, and the house next to us, the people came out, looked at us. They had like martinis in their hand. They look at us, shake their heads,
fucking choobies,
and just go right back in. They went right back, and Dave's like, we showed that.
Get out of here with that fucking water.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Get out of that water. Oh man, that was a good time, man. Going down Outer Banks with him, and man.
Yeah. So
so
the funny story about the Marilyn Manson song is that every once in a while, Sean would just start like rocking out, like he's saying, like Dave would be like, oh yeah, go ahead and play, and he'd start rocking out, and he'd start playing that song, and Dave would just grab the mic and just start playing and just start singing to it, and I'm just like, what's he doing? I was like, what's he? This is Marilyn Manson. He's like, no, he knows it. I'm like, no, he doesn't. He's like, no, he knows every fucking word to this song.
Yes,
and he just jam to it and sing it. I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy.
Linda just jumped in. She said, for a man that Linda's Denny's wife, for a man who smoked, and he smoked cigarettes, I lit so many cigarettes for him on the beach because he couldn't do it. Denny said I was one of the last to go, but oh, okay. He was talking about the buyout. He was one of the last to come over. So Denny was one of the last to come over with me. I think it was me, Denny, and Jim O'Donnell were the last ones to head over. Wow.
Brian, tell the egg story with Dave.
Yeah, the hangover.
Oh, all right. So this was one night at like my former house with my ex. I guess you can call her my ex-wife at this point. So my ex had been she took a trip to upstate New York to see her mother. So it was just I had called Dave. I tried to get a couple other people, but whatever, things were going on. So I called Dave and I was like, yo, man, I'm in an empty house, man. I ain't got nobody. Come on over and we'll just get sloshed. All right, yeah, man. So he comes over, we got the music going. It's a night with Dave. Like, you all know what a night with Dave goes, so we're hanging out, got the music going on. And it's like, yeah, man, yeah. So it's like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. It's time for bed. So I'm telling Dave, I said, look, man, I got 2 other bedrooms up there. You're welcome, come sleep in them. There's a bed in each room. Nah, man, I'm good. I'll stay on the couch here. Like, all right, man, whatever. So, I go up, I lay down, and I'm not one that sleeps, 3-4 hours a night. So go to bed. I come down 7:30 or so, right? So, we're getting ourselves together, you know what I mean? I got coffee on. I got a cup of coffee. And, I got a frying pan, and I'm going to make some eggs. Dave, you want some eggs? You want some breakfast? No, I'm good, man. I'm good. I just need the bathroom. So he goes up to the bathroom, he does his thing, you know what I mean? So he comes down, and I'm like, I got some eggs going, man. You good? He's like, nah, man. Where's the pregame? And I'm kind of like, well, I'm all for drinking all day on Sunday watching football, but you want some eggs first, man? It's like 8 o'clock in the morning. Nah, man, I'm good, man. Some pregame. There's got to be some NFL matchup on or something. And so, all right, Dave, have at it, man.
And I know, like, a lot of our stories revolve around drinking, but Dave loved his beer, man. Dave loved his beer. Yeah, he loved it. And what the thing, he drank Coors Light. He wasn't like he was drinking, double IPAs and shit like that. And he did cut back, from what I understand. He did cut back quite a bit as far as drinking during the week and stuff. He told me straight up, he goes, I don't drink during the week anymore. And maybe once in a while, maybe during the summer and stuff. Oh yeah, so Mark just said beer is good, except for Coors Light. Sorry, Dave. As much as I love you,
look, man, we all have our demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't mean to put it that way. It's just, there was no secret that Dave loved his beer.
Right.
It's just funny that a lot of our stories have to do with,
but
Dave.
you know what? Sean, think about it. You and I, how many stories do we have where there's not drinking involved?
That's true. That is
I
true.
mean,
Anytime there's a social gathering, it's usually involving some drinking.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I've ever hung out with you guys and didn't drink.
Right.
That's except for work.
I didn't know what an
Right.
IPA was until I met you fucking guys.
You didn't know what was?
An IPA.
I had nothing to do with that.
So for those, I know we have a lot of new listeners that have chimed in tonight or listening tonight, I should say, and watching. A lot of people. Polsky said Coors Light freezes at 38 degrees. There's two sound. So I have a whole soundboard here, a whole bunch of stuff. I played a few things tonight. I took it easy tonight, but there are two sounds on this board, and I played them already. They will never leave this board as long as this show exists. They will never leave this board. It's this.
It's true.
And
it's a unicorn.
How can you remove them?
They will never leave this board. They're going to stay in the same spots. They will never leave. And when the news first came, and it was obviously very difficult, and I couldn't process it, and none of us could, and I still can't. Honestly, I have my moments. But I think about them. The more I think about them, the more I laugh and smile rather than get upset.
Yeah, me and you actually had that conversation the other day, Sean.
Yeah,
like you said, not to jump, but the more that I find myself thinking about them now, I'm kind of not shedding a tear. I laugh.
Yeah, and we hope that this is a turning point for the family and friends who listen. Then, and obviously everyone else that downloaded the show or was watching that didn't know Dave or wasn't a part of Dave's life. We appreciate you guys taking the time out to stick with us, and but this meant a lot to us to do it, and I think we needed to do it, and I think the family hopefully is laughing about this, laughing and enjoying our stories and enjoying, and we enjoyed your stories as well. This is pretty cool. So
I got glaucoma.
It's funny because I remember him telling me that story, and Dave was never the biggest, he was never a big weed smoker at all.
Here and there.
Yeah, he was never the biggest, but yeah, I guess he had his little stash. And oh man, so I'm gonna play an audio clip. So yeah, my daughter was born.
Yes.
And Dave comes over. We did the show, and Mark just said, "This is the way he wanted it, guys. Smile and laugh." And yep. Mark's 100% right. Mark only met him a handful of times, and Mark said that immediately. I mean, just immediately, he loved him.
And that's the recurring thing that you hear. You couldn't meet him unless you were a complete douchebag.
Yep.
You couldn't meet this guy and not like him.
Yep.
It's impossible.
I don't know if you noticed that in the background there is a picture of Dave. It's not really showing up because we're all in the way, but yeah, there's Dave. before
you play videos, it shows up for like a minute or two, or like 10 seconds or so.
What's this? I'm sorry.
Right before
the picture shows up while the video's loading.
Yeah, when it's loading, the picture shows up.
You play clip.
I'll tell you what. I can at the end of the show. At the end of the show, I will. I'll drop us all out and I'll leave the picture of Dave up.
Okay.
All right. Sound good. Okay. So my daughter was born in March of 19, and we did a show maybe the week or 2 weeks after, and Dave immediately, like, the first thing he did was like, let me hold her, and he did, and put sleep in his arms and stuff. But during the show, there was a conversation. This is when I even listening back to this, I'm like,
this is fucking great,
motherfucker. All right. So strap yourselves in. Here you go. This is part one of the conversation. The part two is very short, but here's part one. Oh, God, this is so great. Oh, here it comes. It's loading. There you go.
Just saying,
Stop.
I haven't seen Quinn in a while. I want to go up, say hello, whatever.
I like pepperoni.
Friday, she was on the tea.
It tastes,
Did
it
they
tastes
call
good
it
on,
tea?
Yo, it tastes good
All
on
right, so
pizza, bro.
just to pause for a second. Yeah, my wife was breastfeeding. All right, and and they, they want to go say hi. So all right,
They
Tastes
call
good
it
on-
tea.
Yo, it tastes good on pizza, bro.
Close and shut my fucking.
Do they call it tea when it's a
He's gonna
cow?
shut it down.
Is it a tea when it's a cow? I don't know. I 20 years, man. What is 10, 13?
Shut
Is it a tea? I just. I'm not even asking, really. I don't even want to chime in.
Either
But
way,
is it a tea or a tea?
yo, Dave. Either way,
I didn't know.
Hey, listen to me, brother.
She's
Why
the
is it every
lady
time
at
it's
the
Dave's
house.
there?
She's the lady at the house.
Shut up! Yo, Dave, listen to me.
I'm just saying, I don't mean nothing.
Yo,
I'm not gonna
Dave.
say nothing.
Either way, you get a glass of milk.
But is it a tea or a tea?
Oh,
I don't know.
my fucking God!
Is she mean to me?
Either way, you got a glass of milk.
Oh my God! He's just. All right, here's part two. Here's part two of that.
Wow.
This one's.
Dave, I
Dave, I gotta ask you
All
a
right,
question.
and this is after the show, and we are like completely shit. Like we're shit faced.
Dave, I
I'm
gotta
gonna
ask
apologize.
Dave, I gotta ask you a question.
My wife had nice tits or what?
What's that?
Wife had nice tits.
No, I didn't get there yet.
Yes.
Cheers! You get there I went like this, and you told me, hey, she's
I didn't get there yet.
Oh my God.
Dave just means he's completely harmless when saying that.
Oh my God!
But I didn't get there yet.
Oh my God!
I see
Well,
the tea.
Before we play the last clip that I have, you guys get on the shirt, sharing other stories. I have to take a piss. I hate to say it, but yeah.
Brian, I think you might have the. Do you have any more of the stories?
Nothing's ringing a bell, but
I seen the tea.
my God, man.
No, I mean the only stories that I have is again him with my daughter, and this every time. Hey, guy, how are you? How's the family? This, oh, that's great. That's great. Living the life. Blah blah blah. The family is the way to go. The wife, always asking about my wife. Always asking about again, the first one doesn't ask, doesn't complain about anything going on with him. Just constantly excited and happy for everybody else's stories. With his case of Coors Light, always cracking open the beers with the Coors Lights, and just puts his arms around you all the time and stuff like that. We're on the show. The other things that were great. We're on the show, and we're trying to finish the show, and we're talking into a microphone, and in the middle of it, Dave will just put his arms around you. I love you, Mike. I love you, guy. I love you, guy. Give you like a kiss on the cheek or something. I'm like, Dave, I love you too, but I'm in the middle of making a point on the show. Can you just no, I just need to. I'm like, all right, Dave, great, but you're kind of ruining the show.
I remember when Sean put together the pub crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. You were a part. You were Vince McMahon one year, right, Mike?
Right. Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah. Remember the one year we didn't go to every one, and I didn't dress up like a wrestler or whatever. But so Sean put this thing together where a bunch of people dressed up like wrestlers and did a pub crawl through Mayfair.
But the funny thing is about the pub crawl, you gotta set the tone. No one knows. Like this is
right.
20 random people going dressed up as wrestlers, just randomly showing up at a bar. And
they,
on a regular Saturday afternoon with like the regulars just sitting in like, what in the fuck's name is going on?
So we would all just walk into this bar and everybody's dressed like wrestlers. So, and it's the middle of the day. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon,
and we're shit faced because we started at 11.
Right. So like, you know, I'm not dressed like a wrestler. Me and Dave are the only ones there that aren't dressed like wrestlers. And we're just following the crowd around because it was hysterical. And every single bar we walked into, Dave would look at me and go, "These fucking guys are fucking idiots. Look at these fucking morons. What the fuck? What are we doing here? What do we do?" Every single bar we walk into, what are we doing here? And then we would see something and we would just laugh and laugh. But the whole time we're complaining about how much these all look like idiots.
Yep.
But we're just laughing at the same time.
So his buddy Ronnie, he met at Knight's Tavern when he was living with me. Knight's Tavern was a corner bar up the street, walking distance. And Dave would go on Sunday mornings or whatever, or Saturday nights, whatever. Like whenever he felt like he wanted to go up, he'd go up for a drink, or 16. And so when he first walked in, Ronnie told me the story actually at unfortunately at Dave's viewing, but I just thought this was such a great story. And Ronnie said that Dave would sit at the corner of the bar. I remember Dave telling me the story. Dave would sit at the corner of the bar by himself, and you know Dave was very sophisticated looking. You know, he had the white hair slicked back, and you know, kind of sitting there and drinking a beer, and you know, watching TV and drinking and keeping to himself. So apparently in that bar, well, we know that in that bar there was some drug dealing and stuff like that going on in that bar. It was kind of infamous for that, unfortunately, even on like a Sunday morning, which is crazy. So the bartender Al is approached by someone. Was that a fucking cop over there? They thought Dave was a cop. I don't know, man. I don't know what his fucking story is. So like the third week, they finally go over and go, find out what his fucking story is. So Al goes, "Hey man, they want to know what your story is." He goes, "What? What? I'm living with my boy. I'm here for a fucking drink. Is that a problem?" The guy's like, "All right, dude." All right. All of a sudden, everyone's like, everyone's like,
just pour a drink, you fairy fuck.
Yeah, and Ronnie and Dave became pretty close, and they were good friends. And you know, Ronnie's a really good dude. And Al too. Al, bartender there, was a really good dude. So it's pretty cool. You know, those guys are all friendly, and you know, just from that, it was pretty neat. Even when Knight's Tavern shut down, a lot of those guys went to another bar, Taggart's. We did a show with Taggart's. Corner Pub Sports did a show with Taggart's, and good people over there. And everyone kind of transferred over, and their friendships transferred over, and it's pretty cool. So,
Sean,
yeah,
tell the story. Remember when I had met you? I picked up that package for the benefit we were doing for Corner Pub Sports. I think it was Taggart's. I met you at.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a Wednesday.
It was like a Wednesday night or something, and we met up for a drink. And
like 5 o'clock.
Yeah. What were we getting? What were we doing?
Right, you were dropping off that care package for this benefit that we were donating something to.
Oh, that's right. We're donating something for a thing. Yeah, that's right. And so I was giving it to Ryan to take back to his place for the guy to pick up. That's what it was.
Right.
So I said, "Dave, we're gonna be in the neighborhood. You want to meet us?" So Dave's like, "Yeah." So Dave meets us. I'll stay for one. Well, it ended up being 3 or 4.
He was already there when we got there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Like he probably went there right from work.
I walked in. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've been here for a little bit, guy." And I'm like, everyone's like, "He's been here like for a while." He said an hour. I'm like, "Okay." So we sit at this table in the middle of the bar, away from everyone, so we can talk. And all of a sudden, like, I see this thing on his eye. What the fuck is that, Dave? Like, Dave, what's going on? Nothing. So Dave, what's wrong with your eye? Nothing. It's a sty. I'm like, it's fucking Sty Stallone.
Right. So from that day, hold on. From that day, wait, no, that was it. I'm sorry.
What do you got?
Shit, but from that day, this is what Dave is in my phone as. I hope you can see it on the screen.
Sty Stallone.
Sty Stallone. That's Dave.
We laughed so hard, and then he like stopped laughing. And goes, hey, he's like, hey, fuck you, guy. He keeps laughing. Oh man. I was going to say too, another story about Nice Tavern is one night we went out and we're drinking. It's like a Friday night or something. And we're on the way home. We're walking back home, and someone had he never let me live this down. We're walking back, and there's a for sale sign in front of someone's house. So I pulled it out of we're drunk, pulled it out of the soil, and like stuck it like 3 houses down. He laughed so hard. What are you doing, guy? Oh my God, guy! What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And I said, Dave, and we laughed so hard, like we were howling. We were walking across the street, and it's a neighborhood, so there wasn't busy traffic. We're walking across the street, stopping in the middle of intersections, hunched over from laughing. And finally, we get in the house. It's all right. Shh. We get in the house. I'm like, Dave, can you imagine the phone call to the wrong house? Starts laughing. He was cracking up. People are showing up at the door, knocking at the door of the wrong house.
All right, I got another one.
Yeah.
So, Sean's former band. That this is how a lot of these stories come from. But Sean's former band, Killshot, was playing a show in Westchester. So Sean had rented this big ass van and just drove everybody up there, right? So Sean's busy with the bands and stuff, and he's got to play and all, and so I had gotten to a point where I wound up getting thrown out of the bar, right? Because like I'm not gonna get into why, but I got thrown out of the
Why not?
So I got thrown out of the. So I got thrown out of the bar, right? So now Dave's like, he's being the support guy. He said, fuck that bar. Fuck Bam Margera. I ain't going back in there. Fuck that bar.
Bam Margera used to own the bar that we played.
Yeah, right. So so Dave's outside with me now. And I'm trying to get him to go in, go grab a beer and just sneak it out like you're having a cigarette. I need a beer. So, of course, Dave, I got you, guy. So, so now we're standing outside and we're having beers, right? So we want to smoke a little, and it's Westchester. So there's cops everywhere. Westchester's different. Like downtown Westchester is different. You got to be careful, right?
It's college town.
Yeah. So here we are, me and Dave, down this like alley where there was a lot, like this empty lot, and down this alley, I guess they were building something there. They were doing some construction. There's a fucking porta potty. So it was the only logical spot we could stay hidden. Me and Dave are curled up in a porta potty.
Oh my God.
It fucking stunk so bad. It smelled so bad. So we come out, we're like, and there's smoke coming out of the porta potty. There's groups of people here. They're like, what the fuck?
The way down though. I mean, the best part of that whole thing is the way down, and you just screaming out the top of your lungs, come to the note, see Killshot. Oh man, that's all.
Margera is gonna be there. Come to the note.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna play the last video clip I had, the last clip I have, and it's about 12 minutes long.
Is this a softball one?
No, I couldn't find that one.
Oh,
I couldn't. So okay, so there was a clip on the show, where he was basically busting my chops about because this is
a softball guy.
Not to get all weird and stuff, but I never really had a father figure in my life until I was about 18. My dad was just whatever.
Yeah,
so
he chucked fucking mashed potatoes at him.
No, that was my mom's boyfriend that I threw a potato.
I'm only kidding, Joe.
No, my mom's boyfriend. I threw a potato at his head. Fucking clocked him on the side of his head.
Smash.
Oh, it was great. That was a good time. No. That wasn't the guy that my mom married, but no, and he's a good guy. Now, my dad, was never really a father figure. So when Dave moved in and stuff, it was kind of cool to have someone that would like, hey man, like, why don't we go over and throw the ball around? Why don't we hit the ball? And like, it meant a lot to me. I literally lived across the street, literally, 10 steps from a baseball field, a full-on baseball field, a fence, nice field. They took care of it. And, never had that. And when Dave moved in, he wanted to do that with me. He wanted to share that with me. He wanted to throw the ball around and hit the bait, pitch to me as a hit and all that stuff. And stuff like your dad should do with someone,
Remember the pickup softball game we played there?
Yeah.
We had a few of them, yeah.
And most of us were too old to play, so like we played like 4 innings and then just sat there and got drunk.
Yeah.
Can he finish?
It wasn't too old. It was too out of shape. Let's get it. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like,
round the shape.
And the woman came over and started the crazy. She was like crazy.
Oh yeah.
She was started yelling at us about, you guys are. I don't know what she yelled about something that didn't make any sense. And I watched her, and she was over the left field fence. I said, "I'm gonna hit a fucking hook." I missed her by about 3 feet. Like, boom, hit the concrete. And she was screaming, clocked her over the left field fence. Yeah,
I forgot about that.
And that was the end of that game. Remember how mad Blaine was because we won the game because of that?
Oh my God,
he was all pissed off. Callie said, "You couldn't hit the ball, guy." So that was the clip. So that's what we're getting at. So Dave was just like, "I used to take you over across the street. You couldn't hit underhand softball, guy. You pull your socks up." Because I used to, when I used to play, I used to pull the socks up to my knees, you could, you pulled your socks up. You couldn't hit the ball. You couldn't.
You're supposed to pull your socks up that high.
There was a clip on the show. I cannot find it. It must have been over 3 years old because I can't find it. But
and then he'd be talking to me. He'd be like, "Guy, this guy can't hit a softball, guy." I was like, I don't know. It's like, all right. And it's like,
you just gotta egg him on. You just gotta egg him on, man.
I was like, yeah, no, you're right. You're right. He's like, yeah. You know what I'm talking about? This guy, for real, Mike, for real.
He couldn't do it a little bit. Guy. So the last clip I'm going to play, the last video clip, is probably the granddaddy of them all. And I don't know if you guys seen it. Brian, you might have seen it. Callie, who's chiming in here. Callie was a part of the show. Rachel was a part of the show. And this is basically part 2 of the Kraken rant, but like a year later. And it goes into a direction that no one saw coming. It just completely takes off, and it's very noisy because we're all just going crazy. And this is live on the air. We're doing this, so obviously audio wise, it's a little bit smoother. The video is not as smooth, but we got to do the video of this. So I'm gonna bring it up here in a second. Hopefully this one works for me. All right. So I got it there. All right. Let me close this out. All right, give me a second. I hate how Facebook just, oh my God. They just so Facebook keeps doing this stupid way of like expanding the screen and opening another screen and all kinds of stuff. So, all right. Let me share the screen here. This is the last video I have of Mr. Dave Woods. And we hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it's about 12 minutes long, and it's laugh out loud funny. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So sit back, enjoy. This is the Kraken returns, and it goes in so many directions. It's not even funny.
You get a free pass. Is what I'm saying. You get a free pass.
He does.
You get a free pass because we like you.
So Dave, you're saying
a king of Prussia guy.
You're saying the Kraken.
Ready?
Whoa there, King of Prussia.
Dave, you're saying you're saying the Kraken beats a Minotaur
Every time.
Why?
What the fuck
I
is a
haven't heard-
Minotaur?
Minotaur is the
This guy's telling me he's from fucking Reading.
You need pictures.
I like him and all, but who the fuck is Minotaur?
This has got a spear.
It's a bull.
This got a fucking.
It's a bull head with like a human body.
Yeah, I saw a truck like that.
What? Where are you
A
from?
Minotaur. Yeah. Italy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw one.
Guess what? There's this K&A here.
I know. Well, I saw the bull. With the head on
What
it.
do you mean the bull?
The bull with the head
This
on
is
it.
the bull the head.
What the fuck is the bull with the head on?
Yeah, but human head, doesn't it?
Jesus Christ! What do you mean?
A
bull
human head.
What do we
Oh,
want?
Jesus
Can we
Christ.
talk about the
Connected to the bull.
Are you king of
How did you
Prussia?
finish the warrior? It might be hard to right now.
So anyway, I say the fucking
Kraken.
the Kraken.
Right,
The Kraken
right,
wins
right.
out.
The Kraken wins.
The Kraken wins out every time.
But why? You haven't given a reason why.
Because why?
Minotaur is a fucking mythical beast.
What the fuck is a Minotaur, by the way?
It's a crazy
Please
beast.
explain.
It's a bull with a human head on it.
Yeah.
So I hear.
Oh, really?
Yeah. A man head.
It's a badass.
It's a
creature,
man
bro.
head. What?
It's a man's head.
It's a man head. What?
I think it's a man's head on the bull. You know, like the neck, it's like a man's head.
I can't make this up.
Oh, jeez.
Can't make it up.
You came here with done with
Remember that.
Hey, oh. Break up all the we're done.
A picture in my
Break
mind.
up all the-
What do you mean
Yeah.
a picture in your mind?
What about a
Yeah.
centaur?
What the fuck is a Centaur?
A centaur is a human, like torso
Oh,
with horse legs.
That's what they are.
What's a torso?
Your
What's
core.
a torso? You don't fucking work on.
Your core. Your abs.
What is it?
Your abs. Your core.
Your core, yeah.
Your core.
Back me up here.
Like you're
I'm trying.
from the waist up.
Yeah, you're
From the waist up, it's like human or
A one-headed monster or something? What is
No,
it?
I just said it's horse legs.
it's horse
with a
legs.
human
Remember?
torso.
You never saw horse
No.
legs.
Didn't you ever
I don't
see
want to
the,
see it.
What was the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe?
I don't know
Thomas.
where I saw
Thomas
it.
was
but I
a
saw
centaur.
it.
Oh, Bewitched.
Yes.
You know,
Remember?
horse legs.
Bewitched.
Elizabeth.
It's on our nose, bro.
Elizabeth Montgomery. Remember?
So, okay, now I kind of understand where the line, the witch in the wardrobe, is where this went.
Right.
And this completely takes like the worst, like this completely takes a turn that like only Dave could take it. And you know what? I just want to point out, I love the fact he's wearing a Penn State shirt in honor of Taylor Girl. Yep.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
Remember Dick York?
Yeah.
It's just showing your
He
face.
did have one.
There, that's Centaur.
Oh.
See?
Oh, okay. I got no thoughts.
So now we can move on.
Remember?
So who wins, the centaur or the kraken?
At the same that, I want Elizabeth Montgomery. She was the greatest. She was cute, wasn't she? She had like the long, flowing blonde hair.
Yeah,
She was all that. What was her name again?
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth Montgomery.
She was.
Bewitched.
Remember her mom? What was her mom's name again?
I have
It
no
was,
idea.
it was Samantha.
That's what
Yeah.
What was her name?
Samantha something.
That was the mom.
Oh yeah,
That was the mom. There was no
I
grandma.
was after the mom
Tabitha.
too. She was the milf.
Tabitha.
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 Oh no, not the daughter. I don't want the daughter to say.
Yeah, no, I got you. I understand.
I watch it all the time.
How it's weird, you know what I mean?
Oh, great.
I'm just saying.
Remember
Yeah.
that
I got
joint?
Elizabeth Montgomery was
Remember that?
cute.
Oh
She
my
was
God.
cute.
Stuff about Mary
You
Tyler
are-
Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore is cool too. You remember her back in the
She
day?
just died.
She was all that.
Sure.
She was.
She just died.
She used to jump around like that. And she was like that. She had the scarf on and shit. And I was like, yeah. Let's get it lit.
They were like,
Let's
bad.
get it
Yeah,
out.
they were
Let's get it out.
She did little twinkle the nose.
She
all
did.
that. She had
And
double
she
feet.
there was
twirl.
no
She
clue
did
to
the
that.
twirl. She did the twirl and shit.
Yeah, you know who played Endora?
It's not like
Andorra. That's why I wanted.
Agnes.
I
Moorehead.
wanted to do Andorra. I would have
Is
done
it
Andorra.
Andorra or
You wouldn't
No,
do
not
Andorra.
so much.
She had a name
Or
like
not so
Agnes.
much.
Andorra. Yeah.
Agnes and
Al,
Andorra.
Al said you wanted Darren from Bewitched.
That's
Darren Dick York. Sergeant
Oh,
Dick.
back
Wasn't there,
Dick York.
wasn't there three dicks that played on Bewitched?
Yeah, they all.
Yeah, there was
It was,
a.
Dick, it was of course the famous
Get outta
Dick
here,
Van Dyke.
really?
Oh yeah, there was a bunch of.
and
I think they like this one.
They're all
Sergeant Dick.
Dick Sargent. No,
Dick Sergeant. Sergeant
Dick
Dick.
Sargent.
Sergeant.
Dick. Corporal. Lieutenant Dick.
Who was the inn? Who was the inn again? Remember the inn?
The inn.
The
Remember the inn? She go poof.
Dude, you know this show way too well. You must just watch like an hour.
Tabitha was the daughter.
Tabitha. Yeah,
How the fuck did you start talking to?
Hey, do you have anything
How the
on
fuck this happened?
You made the smooth transition from a Kraken to Bewitched.
Yeah, really.
So let's
don't know
just
how that
say
even happened.
Fireball
I have
is
no
a part
clue.
in all of this.
Fireball is
I'm
out.
off.
There's some fan out there that just loves to be with
So what happened with the basketball game?
To be witched.
Joel Drinker just said this might be the best show ever.
No more Fireball.
Yeah.
Who's Tabitha again?
It's niece, I thought.
No, that was Aunt.
And
Who's the crazy lady?
Who was the fucking crazy lady?
There was 3 dicks on Bewitched though.
There was. Name me. That's a good trick question. Name me the 3 dickheads.
I don't know. I never noticed.
Oh man! Oh my god!
Funny you said I Dream of Jeannie. What was that?
Oh, she was the
greatest.
She was the greatest. What was her name again?
Yeah, I'm mixing the shows.
That's what you're thinking of.
She,
Yeah.
yo,
I'm not as old as Dave.
she clicked. She clicked the winner.
She went like this. Look.
Yeah. What was her name again?
That's what
That girl. The blonde
Rachel,
girl.
Google that, please.
The
Yeah.
blonde girl.
What was the
The blonde girl.
Yeah.
Barbara Eden.
Barbie.
Good work.
Fingers over there.
Good work, he said.
Was the hottest girl ever
She was.
back in the day.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
I
that.
like her.
Barbie Eden.
I
I'll
like
tell you
that.
that.
Nick at Night.
Now, Barbara Eden. That's what you
Nick and
want to
Night
get.
was like the old
How
school.
about
porn.
Wonder Woman?
That was
It
like
was like 20 years ago.
1986.
At that time, was old.
Brady
Oh,
Bunch.
yeah.
Brady Bunch. There was a scene with just Alice.
Yeah.
Alice.
That would do to the mom too.
Unzips pants.
Remember the
This'll
mom?
do.
Who was the mom again?
Greg comes up the aisle.
Carol. It was Carol.
Dad starts spanking ass.
I would.
Rachel's
I'm
like,
just
I
saying.
lost control of the show.
There's no helping the street.
No, there's not. This
I
is
would do.
Dave just
Barbara
had
Eden.
he's having a full
Barbara
conversation. I know what he was talking about.
Barbara Eden and Carol.
That's Carol, yeah. Carol Brady.
Yeah.
Carol Brady. Carol Brady was the fucking best.
What about Wonder Woman?
So
Take her.
What do you think about
Oh,
Florence Henderson.
Florence Henderson.
Lawrence Henderson. Yeah, love her.
You're a Florence fan?
What about Tiger?
I was always
like Tiger?
I was always a
think you like
Florence
Tiger.
Henderson fan.
Do you know when Florence Henderson died?
I think you have
The
a
game,
type.
the longest game of
He
tic
does.
tac toe finally ended
What happened though?
because she was the one in the middle, so that they were finally able to add the X's down.
Yeah.
She was up in bed with Peter.
You're right.
Oh, she was. Florence was sleeping with Peter.
Oh, yeah. She's got.
And it's
Great.
real life?
Oh, Greg or Peter?
Yeah. No,
She did
It was great.
Peter and Paul.
And then she got Marshall.
She did Peter Paul.
Really? Are you serious?
Oh yes,
Peter and Paul.
Swear to God, real life.
Get
Real
out of
life.
here. I never
I
heard
got a
of
lot of dagos.
She's bad and dirty about her own
Are
husband.
we a sports show? Because I'm really just so confused.
Mike
right
Brady
now.
got no ass.
Mike Brady got a lot of
Greg
it.
Brady
Oh,
got
Mike
Florence.
Brady. Okay, Mike, the older one. No, that's
Yeah,
Greg.
the older guy.
Greg is
Is
the
that
older
the
one.
older guy?
Brady fucking
Who's that Florence?
Greg is the
What
older
the
one.
fuck is it?
Parker's family.
Peter's the
What
middle
do we got?
one.
Oh,
There we go.
I forgot
Shirley
about
Jones.
the Fortune family. What's her name again?
Shirley Jones.
I would like to get on the bus with her. I'll tell you that. Shirley Jones.
That is bus.
You on that bus? You coming home?
Yeah.
You coming home? You coming home with a smile on your face? I'll tell you that.
They having a ball. He told me.
Oh, jeez.
He likes the old time.
This must have been.
It
this
does.
is right
I
in Dave's
swear to
wheelhouse.
God.
Okay, Laverne and Shirley.
Yes.
You like
Which
that?
one? I always like.
You like
Shirley.
the
I don't like the Laverne so much.
Uh-huh.
I
It
don't
was
think it's
Jack.
next week.
It was just Jackie.
Yeah, well, apparently it's happening now.
Tune in, folks.
Laverne was a bitch, but I liked Shirley a little bit.
I love it.
Shirley was
What about
cool.
Squeegee? What was his name?
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, Squeegee
What
was
about
dying.
Yeah.
But I always think of Laverne. I always think of Laverne.
What else we got?
I
What else
always,
we got?
I always had a thing for her. I'm just
Laverne
saying.
or Shirley?
Both.
There's the head wag, the head
I
wiggle.
want Shirley.
Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall.
Penny Marshall. Oh, I fired you.
Penny
Really?
Marshall.
Just spoke him up.
Yeah, I know. What's
Penny
So
Marshall.
what about I Love Lucy? Throw in some.
Yeah, what about
notes on
Lucille Ball?
I-
Yeah, about Lucille.
Lucille Ball. No. It was back in the day. No.
So was every other show you just mentioned.
that. I'm sorry. I'm pretty
Wait,
sure that's
no.
Brady genre.
Brady Bunch's new school.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Shane Time.
Linda
Penny-
Carter. One of
Linda
them.
Carter. Oh yeah.
That's what I said.
I'll tell her. Linda Carter was kind of cool.
Tie her up. She'd tie you up with those.
I
When I
would.
saw
Yeah,
it.
okay, what about Chips?
I would love it.
Yeah, Eric
You
Estrada.
would love it.
Yeah.
Eric Estrada. What the fuck?
He loves motorcycles.
Eric Estrada.
There you go.
My mom
Gets
kissed him in real life. Yeah.
That's his favorite.
She did. She
God.
kissed him
Here
in
we
real
go.
life.
God, you guys are nuts.
Anyway,
Different strokes.
Chachi. Are you fucking kidding
Me
me?
and my sister kissed Chachi. I told you.
I love
Chachi, you
She was
Chachi
at
guy.
the car show. Yeah. What?
Fucking
We just
Chachi.
Chachi.
How about Daisy Duke?
Oh, I'm thinking I'm not Josh. I'm
How
thinking
about
the
Daisy Duke, Dave?
Daisy
Daisy
Duke.
Duke.
Oh, what's her name again?
That's a tongue twister.
Wait, who?
Daisy Duke with the short
Daisy Duke.
shorts?
Yeah, what's her name?
Oh, no, Duke's Fast.
I don't know her real name, but I know
It was Daisy Duke, girl. What the fuck is
I
her
don't know who
name?
Daisy Duke's real name is.
Dukes of Hat. Wait, what did I say? Daisy Duke from Dukes
Oh,
of Hazzard, Dave.
the long blonde hair girl.
I just,
What's her name?
What is that? The long.
Daisy Duke.
Like
Daisy
Daisy
Duke. She is. She
She
has like
was
red
on
hair.
Kmart.
Like red hair. Brown red.
What was her name again?
Daisy
Oh my
Duke.
God.
Her real
No,
name,
that was
I don't
the
know.
shorts.
Yeah.
What's her name again?
Daisy Duke.
I got no.
No. It was the Dukes to
Al
Hazzard.
said,
What was
Al
her
said
name?
Davis
I
had
don't
more
know.
truckers fall asleep on him than Motel 6.
Oh,
No, what was her name again?
that's a low
I don't
blow.
know her name.
It was the Daisy
I don't
Duke
know.
girl. Remember the back in
I
the
never
day?
knew her
Yeah.
name. I guess.
You don't know.
All right.
All right.
That's enough of this. We got to move on to sports.
All right.
I don't know.
Tap
Uh,
out. Tap
Yeah,
out.
go ahead.
My aunt Terry said Catherine Bach was Daisy Duke.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
she's better off
Aunt.
than
Thank you, Aunt. What's your aunt's
Terry.
name again?
Dude, he slams the beer down. Slams the. Yeah, that if that isn't Dave.
Terry.
Right there.
Thank you,
No,
Aunt.
right there.
Got that.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah. Catherine Bach.
You-
See,
You
I-
paused it at the
Yeah.
perfect time.
Yeah.
You're taking me back. You know, you're.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Wendy, for singing as well. All right,
Shout out.
guys.
Sorry, people. Sorry.
We're
All
going
right.
off Facebook
I
Live.
lost
Yeah,
every listener I
Gotta get
had.
back
I
to
lost.
business.
Yeah, we lost listeners too.
They're like, how do I shut my fucking
Sorry.
computer off?
We're just,
Oh
still
my
here.
God.
we're very nice people. We're just,
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Holy shit.
It Callie just summed it up. That's all him. That's all him. Yeah, that was oh man, and if that wasn't that defined a night with Dave, where he just go on these rants and just go from one thing to another and another, and yeah, so
Yeah, we did. It was funny. Whatever we were calling it back in the day, the SSCS is what we call it now, but we probably had a couple names for it.
stale beer.
Stale beer. Yeah, he did a stale beer where he just went and talked about a couple different things and just went on this rant. And Ron was just like, "Did you just pivot to a different sport and a different person and not tell anyone about it?" Like,
Do remember that? Yeah. He. I don't remember what it was, but he was talking about one thing and just completely converted to another. And we're like, wait. And then I'm like, well, wait. If you really think about it, it kind of makes sense. I do get the correlation.
yeah, it was like almost like a Carson Wentz to Ben Simmons type correlation where he just kind of like was talking about Carson Wentz and then pivoted to Ben Simmons and like started talking and like it took you like half of his story to realize he had just changed to a different sport and a different person.
Then he just chimed in and said he was funny as hell no matter what he did. And if that's not, I mean, that's the absolute truth. Absolute truth. Oh, man. But
Yo, let's take a minute, man.
yeah, absolutely.
Dave.
To Dave.
Dave,
you're going to be sorely missed, brother. You are sorely missed.
Holy shit.
Well, I'm not going to go through a show talking about Dave without doing this.
The
And
ocean.
If we get, I was going to do something. Well,
Okay.
You know what? You're right, dude, because that was his favorite song. That was his favorite Zeppelin song. So I can't do, I can't do this without playing a Zeppelin song. And if we get booted off the live stream because of it, that's fine. Everyone has been tuned in for the almost 3 hours, which is crazy to have been doing this.
Yeah.
But it's been well worth it. And
Do it, Mike, before we get thrown off, man.
guy out. Is that what we're saying? Hey, guy out.
Hey, guy.
well, hold on a minute. There we go. In honor of Dave, a little Zeppelin for Davey. So, I think goes without saying. It was weird. I looked forward to this week to doing the show, but at the same time I didn't. Right? Like, you know, I was looking forward to hearing his voice and seeing him again, but at the same time it was like, man, do I really want to do this? But I think it, judging by the feedback we've gotten, you know, Denny just wrote me. He goes, he's loving this. Are you kidding me? He's loving this.
He would, yeah. He would have absolutely loved this.
Yeah, he would have.
You know what? The thing is that, like, this is the best tribute I've ever seen for somebody that's passed away. Have you ever had somebody have a show tributed towards you? Like after a month, like this is awesome.
Yeah, you know what? You say that. There's been segments, right? People dedicate segments. We dedicated almost an entire 3-hour show to Dave.
And so many of his family has tuned in and said, like, how much I appreciate it. Like, we did it right.
And that's one thing why we didn't want to rush into this. We wanted to make sure we did it right. We wanted to pay respects. I fucking love you, Dave. You're going to sorely miss, brother. Sorely miss, man.
Absolutely. His sister Teresa just texted me. She said, "Thank you. We love you guys so much for doing this." And Teresa and Kate and Billy and John and everyone, all you guys, brothers and sisters. There's so many of you. I forget half your names. I'm sorry. To Dave and Taylor, to Angie, to all you guys. Very sorry for your loss, but we very much hope that you guys enjoyed the show tonight because, I think we needed this. We needed to do this for all of us, and hopefully it gave you guys a nice laugh. And
yeah, hopefully we were able to entertain you a little bit in this difficult time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to pat us on the back again, but I think this is a great tribute to him. I really think that we did a good job of appreciating him and celebrating his life with this.
I agree. So we're gonna say goodbye, but I'm gonna let the music play out until the end, and I'm gonna let Dave's picture shine on the video stream. And for those listening, we thank you guys so much, and we will get back to sports next week. The offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, all that stuff. There's still going to be
Super Bowl. If there's a game,
Super Bowl preview, all that stuff. We'll be back next week.
Yep.
We thank you guys so much for. All that. We thank you guys so much, and we will see you guys next week. We'll let this play out. Thank you guys. We love you all. Thank you. If I remove myself, what's going to happen here? Let's see what happens.